you already know what we be rocking. We rocking those Tito knives. And I got to give my man Luke over there some major props. I personally love his new drop on a knife called the Tito Air. Some call it Tito Air, some call it Tito Air. I don't care. It's a bomb-ass knife, and I love it. Guys, check them out at TitoKnives.com. And when you're at the checkout, use our code GU15. Okay, the cat is out of the hat. And yes, that's right. We have teamed up with Sig Sauer. And there's nothing better than teaming up with the best of the best in the business. And I'm talking anywhere from their optics, firearms, and ammunition. Me personally, I've been rocking the Zulu 9s for the binos, and I am loving them. I think they're the alpha of the glass. For the fraction of price that you pay for, guys, check them out, the Zulu 9s. But I must say, I went down to the Sig Sauer games, and I got introduced to the Zulu 6s, and I had no idea their technology was so advanced. And I'm talking about their stabilization. You guys hit a switch on these binos, and bam, it's all smooth. No rocking, no motion, nothing. It is. And you know how heavy I breathe. I'll be breathing heavy, and I'll just be tired, and I pull my glass, and it's just wobbly all over. And I hit the switch, bam, it's clear. It's like being on a tripod. Guys, check them out. Their technology is off the charts. And I'm talking anywhere from, their rifle scopes to their range finders. They all introduced the new BDX system. Guys, check them out. Support a company that supports your favorite podcast, SigSauer.com. What is up? Man, I got to give a big shout out to my boy over at thehangercode.com. Luke and I have teamed up, and I am excited about this one. Man, I've had European mounts all over this place, just laying here, just taking up space, really not displayed in any fashion. And now he has pimped out all my European mounts. I literally got this tabletop one. Now I'm displaying right here on the podcast table. It's the Javelina, and it is sick, and I love it. Guys, check him out. Go to his website at www.thehangerco.com, and that's HANGR co.com. Guys, he has European mounts for everything. He has it from deer, bobcat, from all your African games. Like, literally, he has it all. And guess what? It's American made, and it's a small business, so let's support that. Guys, but that's not it. By listening to this podcast, you get to save 30% off your purchase. Guys, type in that code GU30 at the checkout. Save that money. Damn, Cody, everybody be liking what we're doing with this Bullhorn app.
Yeah, what's not to like, man? You get to text, you get to call in, you get to run your mouth with your favorites every episode.
Man, we love it. I love the interaction we get with our listeners. Guys, if you guys want to become a part of your favorite podcast, download the app, bullhorn.fm, your podcast app. This podcast is brought to you by Kafaro International. It's gear for life.
Extreme hunting products, packs, frames, tents, shelters, sleeping systems, stoves, and more.
Did I mention it's American made?
Love it, America.
America. Hey, guys, check them out. It's Kafaro.net. We're going to do podcasts like this either way. You know what I mean? You look pretty. I like the American flag. You look good. You look good. What have you been doing? Working out? No cold cuts?
I worked out today. I did. Amy and I went to the gym. We joined the gym.
The gym's nice.
Yeah. Are we live yet?
I believe so.
Oh, never mind. I'm going to leave out what else we did.
You got to snuggle. Save it on wood.
Amy said 3 times.
3 times? Oh, my dick would be raw as fuck.
Part of it. And then I stood out. I got in the sauna, then I went and stood outside. It's like a free cryo because it's like negative 20 or something.
Yep. All right, let's do this. Ready?
Yep.
Are you sure? It's been a minute.
Fuck it. I'm ready. I was born ready.
All right, you got a drink? You got a drink?
Yeah.
Oh, that's my dog.
Look, I even got the GU glass.
That's my dog. That's my dog.
That's a full, not quite a full bottle because I started a while ago.
Just screwball.
What up? We back. It doesn't stop with me, Snyder. You know that. Come on, dog. We got tonight a little Christmas special. We're doing some things a little different now. We got my boy Josh Walker joining in on the set. And tonight's guest, the one and only Aron Snyder. What's up, Aron?
Not much, just
supposed to say like
living the dream.
You're supposed to say like
Wyoming.
Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, something. Come on.
Feliz Cinco de Mayo, Taco Supreme, Burrito, Alto, Mono, Arriba. I don't know any Spanish, man.
Come on, dog. You got to get with the program. I'm telling you right now, you say that Taco Supreme, I'm getting contact high over here from fucking Josh right now, and I'm hungry as fuck now. What's up, Doc?
No, nothing. It was cold today up here. It was negative 35 this morning.
Negative.
I don't know how cold it is
well,
now.
what was it really though? And it felt like.
Fuck, it felt colder than that. Like it's negative 20 right now.
Oh shit!
It
It's
was
way
negative 18 when I pulled up here.
Really?
Yep, negative 18.
Oh shit! So that's way too cold. Definitely. I must say I'm so thankful for the Lost Parka because that shit is nice. It is the best jacket I honestly own today for this shit. Honestly.
Yeah, it's warm. I mean, that thing's super warm.
Dude, I
People
wear a
ask me all the
t-shirt.
time about it.
I wore a t-shirt and that's it with that motherfucker. It's nice.
Yeah.
It's
It'll
nice.
keep you alive.
Oh shit!
You're probably not going to get laid in a bar with it, but you won't die.
I mean, shit, dog. You're talking to fucking. I'm like fucking Chris Kringle.
Chris Kingle.
Kringle,
Kringle.
fuck it.
I can fucking spit game, bro. I mean, I know it's been a minute since you had a spit game, but you know, once you have it, you have it. You know.
Yeah, no, you're right. I do know a few people that could not get laid in a monkey whorehouse with a bag of bananas, no matter what they're wearing.
In the monkey whorehouse.
That's Aron for you. So, anyways, Aron, I like honestly, not to get off topic, but this is one thing I want to know. What's going on in Wyoming? How this is like? I know everybody's probably asked you like, oh man, how's far the move? This that. This is what I really want to know is how is Amy adjusting to Wyoming and all this first winter there? How's the life going there? You know, how's your life?
Good. I mean, today was probably the coldest we've had. It's been relatively smooth. I mean, you know where I lived before. Fuck, it was definitely colder where I lived before until today. And obviously, I don't know how cold it is on the top of the mountain above you, but it's been good. You know, obviously, like I've started to kind of, I say obviously, if you follow along, kind of explore, take photos and some of the different, like bighorn sheep. We're going to head out and photograph some of the winter range before I head down to Arizona, the winter range mule deer. But no, it's good. I just I wish we would have moved here before, like earlier.
Yeah, you like it that much, huh?
Yeah. I mean, give you an example. Amy's fucking around on the couch. We saw 2 people and 70 bighorn sheep probably, and we saw 2 people. Neither were photographers. And then I came back 2 weeks later to a spot close to that. I saw one dude that was super cool. He was an older guy. He told me where he was headed to follow him at this other spot to photograph. If that was Colorado, there would have been fucking 75 photographers, 87 hikers, and a bunch of people tell me I'm a dick because I'm wearing camo. So yeah, we're in the right place. I mean, it's a good spot.
Yeah, I wondered about that. Like for you, I mean, you could probably just take some fucking photography fucking anywhere you go. But Wyoming is definitely a special place for like wildlife place. I mean, it's nuts, right? Like the pictures that you just sent me, especially with the little dick hanging out, I was a little jealous of that ram. Fuck, you know it's cold. You know it's cold up there too.
Well, I mean, it's just a different atmosphere, and I'm not saying it's all. Well, so far it's been all good. Well, other than my fucking elk head got stolen, but that was in David's front yard. But yeah, I don't think like people are like, oh shit, it got stolen Riverton. I'm like, no, motherfucker, it got stolen Lander, where all the rich people fucking live. It wasn't at my house. Like I got 2 goddamn guard dogs in a fucking mile long driveway. Like it didn't get stolen here. But
people, the poor don't steal from the poor. The poor steal from the fucking rich. We ain't going to fucking ghetto neighborhoods, bro. We going to rich neighborhoods.
When your neighbor comes over, he's like, "Man, I heard you got robbed. I didn't hear shit." Well, that's because you were doing shit. Remember that on fucking Chris Rock?
Yeah. Oh fuck. We're So I guess how's the whole Christmas thing gonna happen this year? Is you got family coming in? She got her mom and dad coming down, or what?
No, we're horrible. I almost left to go hunting.
Of course you would.
And yeah, I know, right? And she was with me though for Thanksgiving. No, you weren't with me for Thanksgiving, were you? No, I went. I'm an asshole. I was hunting for Thanksgiving.
I remember. And were you down at Topo, weren't you?
Man, I got to be honest with you. I can't fucking remember. Where was I?
I think you were.
Yeah, I was with Scotty.
Yeah, with Scotty.
And I had
I think
steak for dinner.
I remember that. Yeah, you've been there for the last couple Thanksgivings, I believe.
Man, the biggest deer whitetail I've ever killed was on Thanksgiving Day.
Really?
Yeah, and so that big, crazy wizard hand acorn looking buck. Anyway, I was going to go back to Nebraska for mule deer. That's the only tag I actually didn't fill it on after this year. And this storm came in, so I said, fuck it. And then I went and photographed the sheep again the day I was supposed to go to Nebraska. And then I'm going to head down to Arizona. And you know what? I'm not even going to discuss where I'm hunting down there. It's JP with Big Chinos helping me out as far as where to go, give me some insight on that. And then I'm meeting Ryan Rotier down there for that. And then I'm supposed to go to Mexico with Rotier after that. Then I come back and guide for Scotty. We got a couple TV shows coming down that we're going to film. So
it sounds busy. Sounds busy as fuck.
Yeah, it's been busy. The thing though, like the really good thing is the crew is definitely, specifically like Anders, and I'm not taking away anything from anyone else, but Anders has done some pretty miraculous shit. And, since we moved, we were closed down for almost 3 months. And then now he's shipping in 24 hours or less. And, pretty much runs everything. He's done like super, like he's definitely, he's crushed it. He's done really well. So my stress level has gone way the fuck down to the point. Shit, I've even slept 8 hours a couple of times, twice, I guess.
With no gummies?
With no gummies. No, I take trazodone, so I can't say it's without any help. But even still, normally that's 5 to 6 hours. So like my stress level's gone down. He's crushed it with the rest of the crew, Amanda and Kinsey and Bender. But I mean, Anders has really fucking stepped up. So.
Well, Anders has always had a good head on his shoulders, man. Like, I mean, he's a G, you know what I mean? And like the more he probably hung around with you guys and the more he got to know the system, it was only going to go up from there, Yeah.
Yep. No, it's good. Our sales, once the move kind of went through and we got inventory and all that bullshit taken care of, our sales went up almost 400% back to where they should be and above.
Holy
which is cool.
shit,
And
that's dope.
We had to dump some fucking inventory though. Like there was some issues with there was some problems with ordering things that shouldn't have been ordered when we were closed down. So we ended up with over inventory. So we had a sale for that. So we had to dump, people with us. Anytime we put anything on sale, people are like, "Are you discontinuing it?" And we just had too much of some shit we need to get rid of. So we had a Christmas kind of holiday sale, which just went like really well. But like this year, we'll see. Amy was just giving me shit. She's like, every year when I'm done guiding, she's like, man, I always tell her like, I'm not going to do that anymore. And sure as fuck, I'm like, hey, honey, I'm going to head down the end of January and, I'll be back in a couple months. She's like, I thought you said you were going to do that. She doesn't give a shit. It's just, you know how it is. Like you get back from a backpack hunt on the way out. You're like, fuck, that was horrible. You get to the truck. You're like, God damn, I can't wait to go back. I like being on the side of the mountains. So.
Yeah. Speaking of the mountain, have you been on, like in Wyoming there, you pretty much know like where the fucking animals are already. Like, to take all those pictures that you've been taking. How the fuck do you find all those animals?
Man, you know what? It's actually people, I don't know how long this will last, but like people have been very forthcoming with, like in Colorado, I had to earn it. 100%. I had to go out and figure it out, the different hunting areas or photography or whatever, where, here, people a lot more like forthcoming with info, like, hey man, go over here, there's some bighorn sheep. And then, obviously having the, like, okay, I'm going to go there and look. But like there was a specific buck or 2 bucks that I was looking for that I was wanting to photograph on the Wyoming range. And I had 6 different people get a hold of me telling me they would take me to that deer to photograph it.
Oh,
that
no
shit
shit.
does not happen. Yeah, that doesn't happen in Colorado.
That is cool. That is fucking cool. I mean, that's just show you there's some good people out there, let alone it could be just Wyoming, but there is good people out there, and they're probably good followers of your your crew, your Kafaro Life crew. It's crazy.
Yeah. Well, and I haven't talked to you in a while. I had 4 days off where I was back here in October, and we did I'm looking at my wife. Is that fucking right? We did a free seminar, which was cool. I think like 40 people showed up or something like that. Just on tuning and scoring and shit or whatever, which was super cool. It's kind of last minute. It's just, I happened to be in town, but I mean, it was really cool meeting some of the different people that came in, for that class. And then obviously we're going to even expand that even more as far as doing the classes and everything. So,
dude, probably just for the community where you're at, like, I mean, cause I've been there. I mean, there's not a whole lot of shit going on there. You know what I mean? So for you to come here and offer something like that, I mean, there's not like a no limits there. You know what I mean? Like there's no big pro shops anywhere around. So for you to offer that, like, you're talking the best of, like, this is like bringing Hartford into a middle of nowhere. You know what I mean? And you offer this and it's free. I mean, could you imagine that growing up as a kid?
No, I cannot.
I could not.
Nah.
I couldn't even imagine having a place, even in where I was from, North Platte, what you're offering. Fuck, dude. As a kid, dude, I could be fucking slaying some shit then. You know what I mean? Like if I had your knowledge back then, fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean, Aaron?
Well,
Quiver of 5? No, I'd be beating your ass. I could be you. I could be you now.
Fuck. Well, it's actually funny, a little off the subject, but on the same, I'm writing an article right now called What Really Matters. And, I was the article is basically based off of like what actually, and you know me better than anyone, you rewind life, right? Like where I started hunting and others, but it's obviously I'm trying to use me to both make fun of and show what it takes to, like, commitment is, like, as I wasn't raised with any money, so I kind of had to hack it out, figuring it out. And, was it fitness? I mean, fitness helps, but that wasn't really it. Was it gear? Well, gear makes you a little bit more comfortable, but, that doesn't really get it done. Was it like, when I say gear, like guys will buy brand new bows every year, which I'm a gear junkie, I get, but like, hey, I can't afford to come out west, it's too expensive, but they buy a brand new bow every year or whatever. Really what it is the dedication and commitment, learning animal behavior and just having that, going, right? Like just being out there and learning that helps you be successful. And the article is probably going to piss people off. I'm sure there'll be fucking threads on rock slide and archery talk and shit or whatever, how that goes. But what I like with what we're talking about, what I try to teach is not like, it's really not just like, okay, this is the arrow you need to shoot, or this is the sight or the bow. That stuff's easy. It's like, hey, when you get back there, like A, B, and C are going to keep you alive. You know what I mean? D, E, and F are going to help you find animals. So it's really good as far as that goes, because if you go back, like say on a high country mule deer hunt, and I send you two back there and I'm like, hey guys, head back to this spot. There's deer back there. Well, I got you there. Fuck, after that, there's a lot of fucking unknowns that you guys just aren't going to have under your belt yet until you do it a few times. So that's what we try to teach in those classes.
I think that's the biggest learning curve to learning to go back there, right? I mean, it really is like knowing would they lay on this side of the slope, why is, of the mountain. Like that's a lot of things where I had to learn over the years too, that I was like, fuck. I mean, speaking of all this stuff, like I never realized like how much I took for granted you being my neighbor and me, or just you living up here, I should say, and how often we shot together. Because, you know, there's times where I'm like, fuck, man. I'm not going to suck your dick because I'm not going to do that. But I got Josh here. He knows how to do it.
I'm straight on that too,
but like, honestly, like I miss just, you know, us hanging out, doing whatever, shooting. But if I had a questions or whatever, or I'd come up and see you, like I missed that part. The thing I was taking for granted was the knowledge that you gave me every time. Yes, it might have cost my pocketbook a lot. You know, we might have betted a lot on the range, but like all the stuff that you taught me, like we were betting, but you were always like telling me, hey, watch your footing. Like this is when your cam should be facing this way. Like I would have never known any of that bullshit if it wasn't for us going shooting, right? Like it's true.
The way I try to explain it, and having to, like, Josh, you played what, 4, 5, 6 years in the NFL?
Yeah.
So, and Luke, you fought, you know, what, 30, 40, whatever.
Yeah.
How many professional fights? A fuckload of professional
50 plus.
50 plus. So, I mean, you don't have to be, I mean, whatever, I don't know, whatever Ronnie fucking Lott to have some background behind you. If you get to that level, you're at a fucking high level whether you played, Josh, how many would you play? 4 years or 5 in the NFL?
I played 5. Yep.
5.
Yep.
It takes a lot to fucking get there, right? So for me to say, you know, let's say I rewind, I'm 22, to go up to Josh and be like, hey, dude, I want to play in the NFL. What the fuck do you say to a guy? Like, look, man, you got to work on speed, and you know, like you can't unravel that box of fucking chocolates in 5 minutes. There's a lot to learn. And there's also in both of you know, there's dedication, drive, commitment. And then there's also what you're born with. Like, you know, can you dunk, right? If you're going to go play basketball, do you have speed? Do you have, you know, whatever, the ability to read the field? People have a hard time, to me, correlating that or paralleling it. Like when you can fight really well, that's really not that much different when you break it down to like the brass tacks of killing an animal. I've known wrestlers that know ahead of time what their opponent's going to do before they do it. And they've also known those really good Tommy Club. He told me when he wrestled in the Pan Am Games, he's like, I knew exactly what my opponent was going to do a half a second too late, right? Masters of the art.
Yep.
Hunting's no different. To be a good surgeon, you got to do a lot of surgeries. You got to practice, right? To be a hunter, you got to fucking hunt, right? You got to be behind the bow. You got to, you know, you learn so much. And I learn to this day, I'm learning shit all the time. Well, you know, I didn't have anyone to really help me through that. And so like when I can help guys like you of, hey, we're sitting down on a rock, we're looking at an animal, and I'm like, all right, look, Walker, this is probably what you're going to need to do. Go this way. Now, when you get to, you know, from A to B, once you get to B, dude, you're going to have to assess that fucking situation and figure out you go left or right. And then you know, you knowing which way to go is off of experience. And I've just been lucky enough, you know, trying not to sound fucking arrogant. I've got to hunt a lot. So I've had a lot of experience, and I try to, you know, you living by me, I try to help you out with that.
You do. And I guess that's one of those things where I kind of just took for granted. You know, I guess I never really took it for granted. I guess more so now that I realize, like, damn, I was one lucky motherfucker to have you next to me. And, you know, that being said is this drink break is brought to you by KillCliff.com. Energy that doesn't suck.
KillCliff is the clean energy drink with no sugar and 150 milligrams of clean caffeine. Now with 100% more winning. Because losing sucks, and losing is for losers.
Did I mention it's totally American and a proud partner of the Navy SEAL Foundation? Guys, check them out. KillCliff.com. Type in our code, GU15. You know, it was more like just not only the good shit that you've always taught me and everything, but it was like just the times we could sit across the table on podcasts. I mean, I got to say, like, you literally grew my podcast to where it's at now because you lived right down the road. You know, I mean, one of the best times I had with you was probably me stitching you up. You know what I mean? Like me.
It was good for you.
It was like me stitching you up, and it was like just to me, it was like that's a memory that I'll never ever forget in as long as I live. I mean, the finger still works, right?
God, hey, I don't know if you can see, it's healed up nicely.
It's good, right? Like no fucking, you didn't get no infection or nothing. You were good. Not too bad with some pair of pliers. Shit.
Yeah, no shit.
That was some crazy shit, dude. Like when he really did ask me, I was like, fuck. Okay. I mean, I stitched up an eyebrow, super glue some noses.
You really stitched his shit up?
Yeah, right here. Huh.
Damn.
Yeah, he fucking.
It was fucking painful there towards the end. I was like, dude, just fucking jam it in there and get it done.
I mean, the needle that he brought me looked like a fucking something that you would give a fucking
leather
like a
with
fish hook, like a big ass marlin. Swear to God, it wasn't a tiny hook.
God, dog.
Boys. I think though, like with what I'm talking about, since like you two were on the podcast, like two very skilled or very athletic people. The parallel I'm trying to make or whatever is like whether you're good at IT work or you're good at, I don't give a fuck, you're a lawyer, right? It parallels into anything that you're looking at doing in the sense of like, if you've got a guy that if if Josh lived by me and I was a young kid looking to make it to the NFL or go to college playing football, he's going to be able to teach me shit that I just don't fucking know. Now, that may be physical, that may be mental, or that may be on the business side of not getting fucking raped when I come out of college with contracts or whatever, just general shit. And so when it comes to actually boots on the ground, is Luke, better than anyone, I'm not a very good adult. So, like, the day-to-day life is different, but surviving in the outdoors is something that I'm good at. Other shit, not so much. And so... yeah, I mean, I don't think you took it for granted at all. It's just I happened to live by you, and then now that I'm gone, you're like, fuck, I got a question, and Aaron's in fucking Wyoming, so I'm just not there anymore. Yeah, but I don't think you took it for granted.
That part sucks really bad. Like, it really does. I mean, it's just it's different because like now that you moved, and I've became great friends here with Josh, and he lives right down the road from us now, where we used to live. And so it's been kind of nice to not say that you're replaceable because you're not. It's just nice to have like somebody up because where I live. It's nowhere, like middle of nowhere. It's not like we got neighbors right next to each other that we could bullshit with and have something in common. And with your status that you have in the industry, Aaron, I guess that's kind of what I just took for granted. And like I said, like it doesn't matter what I was doing. If I was doing if I was doing shooting guns and not bows, and I said I had Aron Snyder on here and I need your help to build my audience. It doesn't fucking matter if it's not about you shooting a bow. It's just you personally, I think. Yeah, you kill a lot of shit with the bow, but I think it's just your karma, your deal, what you do, what you bring out to the people. I mean, look, for Christ's sakes, Aaron, when you ask a question on Instagram, how many fucking questions do you get?
I see it.
You know what?
And you don't even answer them all, probably, huh?
Snyder, please come hunt. No. Can you please come hunt, please?
Yeah.
I'll you know what I'll do, because I had somebody ask me this earlier. I'm gonna record right now the amount of questions and I'll send it to you because it is crazy. Thank you.
It's nuts from what you do now, and like it's just crazy. But here's the thing: like you practice what you preach, and this is one thing I will tell everybody. Like I get tons of questions now, and like people always ask me to this day, like, "Hey, are you and Snyder good, dude? Are you guys good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." The fuck you want us to be doing, He lives in a different state now. He used to live fucking 15 minutes from me, There's a lot of things different now. Does it suck? Yeah, but I don't have to, like what do we text maybe once every 2 weeks or maybe that, we're good, and like, it's not like if you need something, all you gotta do is ask, right? It's not like, and then if on Instagram, maybe I'll throw an emoji at you, it's not like we're any different than when we started, I guess that's what I get. People ask me like, oh man, are you and Snyder the same, man? Or you guys don't do anything? I'm like, what the fuck do you expect us to do? It's nuts.
No, I mean, people, whatever, the internet's fucking crazy, but I think like people need to realize at a certain point, like you and I are close enough, we could talk once every 6 months and strike it up like we never stopped talking or whatever. And the other thing too is you got shit going on and I do, so I don't try to bug you too much or whatever, obviously, but the internet is a good place for people, not all but some, and this is whether it's entertainment or photography or where the world Josh came from, football, for fuck's sake, or basketball. If you don't have a life, get on the internet. You can just talk shit about people that do.
It's very easy. Yeah, very easy for people to do.
Yeah, internet will always win, dude.
If I ever get bored, I'm going to read about Larry Bird, LeBron James, and Michael Jordan.
Yep.
Right? Larry Bird being white pride. Like, he's the only fucking white hope we got.
He's the great white hope.
MJ better than Larry? Yeah, and then was LeBron better than MJ? And how much shit did Larry Bird talk? And how would they all match up? And you can go down a fucking wormhole of hatred about three of the greatest players that ever lived, which probably all three would get along. And it's fucking crazy to me because hunting's no different, or photography. Like when you see people trying to stir something up, like I've had people message me, "Are you and Luke still good?" I'm like, Luke could fucking sleep with my wife. Don't do it, honey. We're probably still good.
Hey, no, that's fucking crazy there, now, because that's crazy talk now.
Pushing the limit. I mean, now hold on. If you get to see Amy's boobies, I want to see Kalina's.
Well, that's what I was saying. There's got to be an eye for an eye on this one.
Yeah, it's got to equal out. But I mean, people. I'm like, Jesus fuck, people. What are you are you looking for fucking drama?
Yeah.
So yeah, it is interesting.
Well, and here's the thing, I don't want to bring up old shit. It was the whole part of Cafaro leaving, Frank staying, and when the whole thing was when Frank was guiding with Nestor, and they're like, "Oh, so are you and Nestor against Aron now?" Shut the fuck up, dude. Why are you guys even messaging me this bullshit? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it was just, to me, it was just.
That's funny because fucking Nestor messaged me and was like, "Hey man, do you care if Frank guides for me?" I'm like, "No, fuck no." I'm like, I don't wish Frank any fucking ill will. No. I don't care.
Yeah.
People try to make that into something that it's not. Well, it's not on my end anyway.
I realize that, Aron. I realize that, and that is one thing that I will say that I was not cool with on people I'm nowhere near your status, right? In the outdoor industry, and me and Josh, this is different. If it was fighting or if it was football, yeah, maybe. But this is one thing I do not want to have anything to do with, is the drama that you have to deal with being in your role, right? So you're a boss you're the CEO of fucking Cafaro, one of the biggest things. So there was a lot of drama moving towards Wyoming, and it was so funny because everybody wanted to stir the pot. People that I didn't even know would message me. Yeah. They're like, "So what's going to happen? What are you going to do?" What the fuck am I going to do? What do you mean? Why don't you fucking listen, seriously, there was probably about, I would say, over 30, 40 messages that I opened and I read and I blocked. Because here's one thing, I just was like, I'm done dealing with people like them. I don't need their following. I don't want to deal with their following. My whole deal was, man, how could you guys fucking be so cool to us when we were together, and then when we separate, now all of a sudden you want to find out what side I'm on, or what team am I pushing for, or like, am I going to be on this team, this thing? And you know where I'm at. My whole thing is, Aaron, when you came into my life.
I don't know where this is going.
Yeah, it's funny when you came into my life, right?
You gotta say no. You gotta say no homo.
No, yeah, my man, no homo. But it was funny because I came out of fighting, and I wanted to be into your world in the outdoor industry. You were the first big company that I fucking knew, and I never even bought a pack through Cafaro at the time. I bought a pack, a cheaper pack, I should say, through Phil Mendoza. That was a Cafaro pack, and I was like, dude, this is the shit. I want to work with them. I finally met you. You were an asshole at the archery range at No Limits.
You might have deserved that, but we don't need to.
But either way, I know I don't want to tell that story again. But either way, here's the moral of the story is, I came to you. You knew me maybe a little bit more than some, but you didn't give a fuck. You were like, I like you, Luke. I'm going to help you. I have never forgotten that, ever, to this day. My dog, he's got that screwball dog. Got some of that. Get some of that. Get some of that right now. That screwball. Right now. Let's have a Merry Christmas. Cheers. Real quick.
I think what, like, you know,
Hold on, Aaron. I'm gonna have a cheers with you because here's why.
Wait, I can't see your screen. So.
I know, my bad. I shut that fucker off. I don't care. But we can see you holding the epical. Hey, Josh is rolling a blunt, so hold on. Josh, come on, dog. We're gonna do a little cheers. I want to cheers to you though. I'm happy for you being in Wyoming. I'm happy for you being in Amy, or being in Avy.
I was in Amy 3 times today.
Yeah, I'm happy for you and Avy, and I'm happy to meet Josh here now and you, and thank you for being on the podcast tonight. That's it. Cheers. Let me have a swig.
Cheers, boys.
But back to the story. When all these people came and tried to stir up the pot, when all this shit was going on, I fucking realized a couple things in my life. Social media is way overrated. Way overrated. You need it, but I could go without it. You know what I mean?
I wish it wasn't necessary. No, it's necessary. It's necessary. I wish it is.
It's necessary because we got to do it because it's today's living, right? Yeah. I could be without it because of this BS behind the whole, for every thing that goes on. Like, here's the thing, man. Mike Tyson said it the best, right, Aaron?
Oh,
Internet has made people soft.
Well, it's given the people the ability to talk shit without having
any consequences.
And with everything you're talking about, and you know, like we've talked about this before, like with the Frank situation, you know, it was weird because there's one specific person that had kind of gone on a tirade, including to one of my mutual friends, where, you know, he was like, look what Aaron did to Frank, and fucking my buddy was like, dude, Aaron misses Frank. Like, it fucking killed him mentally. Like, it did more than people probably realize. Like, not to get like too kumbaya holding hands, but like, Frank was a guy that I never realized, that I'd never thought that I would be without for the rest of my life, you know, as far as handing him the company and taking over. And he made decisions that he thought, and maybe they were whatever for the best for him. But like I don't wish Frank any ill will. I miss Frank, and I don't miss Frank when I say miss him like work well. I mean, I'm not saying he didn't work well, but I mean, just having Frank around, he's a funny little fucker, and I liked Frank. What people turned that into, and Frank did not help that in some ways, but I mean, bottom line is, like, we moved. Frank said he would move. He didn't move. He was mad at the choices I made after that. You know, whether that was right or wrong or whatever, the thing is like, I hope Frank succeeds. I don't have any fucking issues with Frank. You know, do I think he could have handled things a little different? Yes. Should I have handled things different? Probably. But it's like the fucking amount of people that got involved in shit that they shouldn't have got involved in. is fucking amazing. There was one crazy bitch that started a fucking TikTok page that was anti-Aron, and she was friends with Frank, but anti-Aron just to stir up shit.
Yeah.
And I was just like, good Lord, people, like, people are trying to stir up shit to get me to hate Frank. I'm like, how can you go fucking 10 years of your life
I get
having a guy as a brother, and then all of a sudden fucking hate him? I don't work that way. And it was weird to me.
And in that same topic, man, I had the same deal because there was a lot of things coming in from left field. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, here's the thing, dude. You guys got to realize, like, when I came to Cafaro and you brought me in as a Cafaro, like, listen, dude, this isn't just for, hey, I'm going to sponsor you, Luke. No, man, you guys are fucking, here's the thing. If you guys quit sponsoring my podcast, sponsoring me, because obviously, I'm the biggest fucking killer fucking in the industry, right? Like, I'm slaying shit, right? Like, here's the thing. Like, I'm honest with you, right? Like, here's the thing. I'm a trier. I'm a try harder. I'm a good trier, right? So, here's the thing. If you cancel my sponsorship and say, oh, shit, man, Luke, guess what, man? Things ain't going to fucking work out this year. And we can't sponsor your shit no more. Okay, guess what? Am I going to jump on any other backpack company? No, man. Guess what? I'm not that person. I know what I wear and I represent. This is my deal. I love Cafaro. Sometimes I may not see eye to eye with you on a couple things, but you're still my dog, right? You're still my dog. And I will never forget the shit that we have shared and done. That being said, Aron, and I will say this on the podcast, I have came to Cafaro a lot of times just to hang out with Frank. And that's why he was a friend of mine too. How many times did me and you and him go shooting? Golden, American Bowman, and I miss that more than anything. I do. And I know it's a different time, different deal, but man, I just want to say I cherish all those times that we've had together. And fuck, I get mad at Frank too sometimes too. I'm like, why don't you just go to fucking Wyoming, you pussy? I do.
Well, I mean, again, like the bottom line of all this, and I mean, whether there's criticism for the statement I'm about to make or not, was if Frank moved, obviously all of this is a moot point. So I mean, obviously we had a
you guys did what you guys had to do.
Yeah, and so like there's tons of different companies that move, and again, it was a weird dynamic. There's a lot of shit that went on that right, wrong, or indifferent, whether it was our fault or Frank's fault or whatever. The bottom line, Frank didn't move.
Period.
It's pretty hard when my right-hand man or a guy, and whatever views he had or thought, it was weird because I've heard things that he said. Anyway, it was strange. But the thing is I needed Frank to move, not because of his work ethic or how well he was good at what he was at running a business or doing what he did. I'm not taking anything away from him with that. I needed Frank to be Frank. Yeah. I didn't need, that's what I needed. Yep. And for that to happen, I needed Frank with me. Now, what I think that got totally fucked up, and obviously I get Frank, he had a little temper tantrum thing where he's like, Stone Glacier's awesome. I mean, I don't really fucking care, right? I mean, whatever. Yeah. And I don't fault Frank. He did what he thought was right. The bottom line, like at the end of the day, for me, I can't speak for Frank. I haven't talked to him. Do I miss Frank? Gun to my head, I fucking miss Frank at a level that which my wife would tell you, it has affected me mentally. Difficult, like bad, because I don't have that many close friends, and that guy he was a dude that I looked at long term, like literally I would do anything for. And so what was amazing to me with all the different shit going on, like I miss Frank, I wish he was here, I wanted him to be here. He made decisions, was what that turned into. And it turned into shit that some of it was realistic. When I say realistic, like, did I do the right thing by, basically saying, hey, Frank, this isn't going to work. Did Frank do the right thing by not moving? None of that was really anybody's fucking business, right? Yeah. Like, to me, that was between us and Frank. And then after that was, okay, there's this big line drawn. That was really fucking weird because it's like, look, if Alex and you or whoever are friends with Frank, that doesn't mean I'm not going to be friends with you and fucking Alex, right? It was fucking weird because it's like, Jesus Christ, everyone. Frank made a decision. I made a decision. We're both grown up fucking individuals. Why are you affecting everyone, stirring up fucking drama? Because Frank was very good to us and we were very good to Frank, in my opinion. I was good to Frank and he was good to us.
Yeah.
After that, people just stir up shit.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing that I noticed more. The best thing is mind your own fucking business in the whole thing.
Facts.
You
That
know what
solves
I mean?
everything. That solves everything.
Mind your own fucking business, right? Like, guess what? Messaging or DMing people doesn't fucking help. This is one thing I will know that I found out on this whole situation. I don't even want to be involved with it any more than I had to, but I was, because guess what, man? You two motherfuckers are like brothers to me. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing, Aaron. Like, people ask me, like, oh, I got to do this and that and whatever. I got to say that. Listen, if Cafaro says, well, shit, we're at the end of the year right now. Cafaro says, hey, next year, guess what, man? Luke, we're going to cut your budget. We're going to do this. We're going to do that, whatever. Guess what, motherfucker? Dog, you're still my dog. I will still slap the fuck out of Gritty Bowman if you wanted me to. You know what I mean?
A lot of people would.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah. I'm your boy. Like literally. Like, when I say I will do something for you, I will do something for you. And it doesn't have dollars behind it. I'm a fucking boy because guess what? There's tons of guys behind you that have the same thing, and the more people that I introduce you to, and like guys like Josh, like this motherfucker's a Kuyu loving motherfucker, dog. And I'm like, dude, get the fuck out of here, right? And he loves it, right? And I want him to know the Cafaro lifestyle, like what it's like.
I'm about to experience.
I know he's about to do it,
man.
and what I can do is I can just sprinkle it on the salt of what Cafaro brings to my lifestyle. It isn't. I don't have to fucking post about it every day. I know deep inside, like, this is what the brand I'm wearing, right?
Yeah.
I don't have to fucking post about it. I don't have to fucking take a picture of me working out with my fucking Cafaro fucking algae, right? Like, I don't have to do that. It's good for the company. I get it. But guess what, dude? I keep it real. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit. You know what I mean? Like, here's the thing.
Yeah.
It's a little overboard, right? Some of the shit's a little bit overboard.
No,
I told you I should have drank out of that screwball. Fuck.
Before we move on whatever, I want people to, to understand, I guess, if they're going to listen to this, they're
going to listen to it. Listen, fool. My fucking downloads have went down a little bit because of you and Nestor left. But listen, fool, my shit is still fucking game, dog. It's nerdy. I love it. Game on. I want to toot my own horn. Fuck it. I told you.
I gotta say, did you see we just hit 10 million downloads?
Dude,
on
hey, listen, bro. That's huge, bro. That's crazy. My goal.
I know that was with
That's insane.
iTunes.
No, listen, bro. This is what I need. This is exactly what I needed, because I seen what you hit, right? And then I see where I'm at. I'm like, fuck, damn. This motherfucker is taking no sponsorships on the Cafaro cast. I'm like, damn, we could be rich, dog. Let's go, host. Let's do it. Let's do one together. Ooh. But no, here's the thing. I will say, Aaron, I am so proud of you on doing that, because it's you, raw talent. And
I would definitely say it's raw talent, raw for sure.
Yeah, but here's the thing. How many motherfuckers beg to be on Joe Rogan?
Oh, fuck, a lot.
A lot.
And I see so many people like, hey, when are you going to be on Joe Rogan? And people are begging and pleading to be on Joe Rogan, and tagging him and this and that and bull and this and that. Listen, motherfucker, you have been on there, Joe Rogan. That is saying numerous things about you. You've done it. And the only reason I'm bringing this up because you brought my name up, dog. That's my dog. I got that on replay. It's going to be at my daughter's wedding. It's going to be at my daughter's wedding. My name was brought up by Joe Rogan because of Aron Snyder.
No, I mean, I think that, like, everything we're talking about, like, it's fucking weird, right? When with what you're talking about, like, there's a hub, right? And when I say hub, there is a hub of friends and outfitters and companies and brothers, right? Where you've got like this hub of guys that you work with and that you trust and support, whether that be, by hanging out or promoting their company or whatever else. And, that kind of goes along the line we were just talking about. That hub was kind of fucked up in the middle of everything, and people made, more drama than they needed to out of it. But, at the end of the day, like, the more people I meet, like obviously Josh, we just talked about, we're going to send Josh a bunch of gear and shit. I call you Walker, like Texas Ranger.
No, a lot of people do. A lot of people do.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but I don't, I mean, man, and how much fucking, like, I've struggled mentally over the last few months. Like, man, I don't wish anyone any fucking ill will over anything unless you start to really, like, you fuck with my friends and my family, right? Yep. That's a different level. And with all the shit that's gone on, like, people fucking are like people, I've had people message. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to run a fucking company. I got 40 fucking mouths to feed directly. Like, I do not have time for drama, in the sense of like, man, I'm trying to run a fucking company. Yeah. You guys are like trying to stir up shit on Instagram. Like, I get it. Go back to fucking school, fill your lunchbox, and fucking get the fuck out of my hair. Like, I've got shit to do. And you and I talked, like, dude, some people would probably commit fucking suicide if they had my life. And think about somebody else like a fucking Cameron Haynes, the amount of shit that comes across. Dude,
I honestly, man, it's so crazy because I get a fraction of what you guys get. A fraction. And it's only getting worse, right? Like, it's more drama than more good shit, right? But I got to tell you about a good story. I got to tell you about a good story before we get off because it makes it worth us getting on social media. But like guys like Cam and you, what the fuck, man? Never in a million years would I want that shit. Never.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. And then
I fucking messaged. I messaged Nestor the other day and told him he'd commit fucking suicide if he had to deal with what I had to deal with.
Dude.
Hey, going back to what both of y'all were talking about earlier about having somebody kind of like a mentor, you know what I mean, living close by.
Dude,
first of all, Luke is
give
going
Luke a
crazy.
Fucking hug. What's going on over there?
Luke, he's foaming at the mouth, man.
Hey, Aaron, don't ever smoke weed, dog. Don't ever smoke weed. I'm trying to go to sleep. Shit.
Hey, so people hit me up and they're like, they ask me, kind of what gives me the confidence to be able to go out and dive into the spiking, alone and all that, so on and so forth. Because I'm an East Tennessee boy, you know what I mean? This is all fairly fresh to me, right? Moved out here 2019, wasn't too often long ago. Been hunting all my life, but this Western shit, as y'all know, it's a whole different game. It's not sitting up in a tree stand in an oak tree, you know what I mean? It's a different deal. And I don't know, and to that point that Luke made, actually both of y'all hit on it. People ask me, should I go with a guide first, you know what I mean? And or should I go public land? It's like, well, what are you looking for? Like, what's the end goal? Like, what are you trying to get out of it? Because it's like, I mean, if money's not an issue, I would go guided. You know what I mean? It's like, if somebody calls and asks me and tells me that their end goal is to kill a giant bull, I would say go guided. Like, you're going to go out there, you're going to have a lot better odds probably of shooting a big-ass bull, with a guide, somebody that knows what they're doing. On top of that, you're going to learn a lot. But if your overall goal is the adventure, maybe get into elk, maybe not, who knows, I would tell people to do that public land route. And now keep in mind, I cannot stand when people are around me. Don't get me wrong. I get it. It's good for business, right? CPW bringing in money for the elk. But, damn, I'm definitely not advocating for the trailheads to be more full. But in saying that, I definitely understand the public land grind. I mean, I enjoy doing it. I've been doing it. This was my second year, and for me, I don't really have I don't know. Yeah, I don't really have like a dedicated mentor or anything like that. You know what I mean? But for me, it's diving into the research, reading the books. I'm not talking about just watching YouTube. It's reading the books, learning about the ecology and the biology of all those animals. And, you can couple that with the videos. It's great to watch it, right? But not everybody knows what the hell they're doing out there, and that's not to say they can't make a good YouTube video. But to only rely on just watching YouTube and then you buy your shit and you go out there, man, that's tough. And some guys have to do it, right? Like somebody in Connecticut, before their first elk trip, all they can do is research, study. But there's nothing like being in the field. And the only reason I bring that up is, and again, people ask me, how I can sit down and hold an intellectual conversation about Western hunting is because, I spend 24, 25, 26 days in the woods in archery season, you know what I mean? And, for some guys, that's multiple years worth of time in the field. And I learn way more out there than I do sitting on the couch watching YouTube. There's something about being out there doing it, getting the reps. Like you said, Snyder, in football, it's like it's all about reps. How many times can you do it? How much research can you do? And getting out there and just being in the field is what I would say has helped me to be farther along than I probably should be, is because number one, I have the time, right? Retired to hunt. All I do is hunt and research hunting. And so I'm in the field a lot. And that's really helped me. Like, for instance, this year, and I'm not trying to go on a tangent here. I know we're on a schedule, but I was in the woods every season but second rifle. So it's like, I get to see what those elk are doing in archery. I push it all the way through muzzleloader. I get to see what they do in first rifle. I get to see them in third. I get to see them in fourth. So, that, to me, just being out there doing it. Like, YouTube's cool. It's great. You learn a shit ton. But, like, there's nothing like getting boots on the ground and just getting out there and doing that shit, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, 100%. And I think that you going to make it, Luke?
Oh, I'm good, bro.
Oh, and it's debatable.
Oh, I can tell.
I'm good.
But like with the boots on the ground or whatever,
COVID.
It's funny with like all the different. I just did a podcast with Matt Ranella on his podcast.
Hey, that's nuts. You got balls for that. I'll give you fucking balls. What is it in person?
What's that?
It wasn't in person.
No, fuck no. No. But when you dive down, like let's say you're coming out west, like to some of social media demographic, using a guide is a bad idea. Like it's like you're sleeping with your fucking sister or whatever. And the thing is when you come out west, everybody's looking for something different. Some people might be looking for the experience. Some people want to kill an elk. I mean, obviously everybody wants to kill an elk, but the one thing, if you go with an outfitter, and I've never been on a guided fucking elk hunt, but I have guided elk hunters, you are learning from someone that knows what they're doing. And so people always look at it as if someone goes with a guide that's all they're ever going to do. Yeah. Well, that may be they go with a guide the first one or two times, kind of learn the ropes, learn what to do from a guide, and then go on their own after that. Now, there's 100%. Other people that'll, use a guide the rest of their life. The bottom line is, like we were talking about, you got to have time behind the trigger. You got to have time in the field. You got to have, it is hard to learn some of this shit from a book. 100%. And it would be no different. And I always do these parallels. How would someone do learning football or fighting from a book?
You're going to get your head knocked off.
Yeah. They're going to have knowledge with no wisdom.
Yep.
You got to get out there and do it to have
without wisdom.
Damn, that's some poetic shit right there,
poetic.
Dog.
Yeah.
Damn, you should do like a tattoo.
Well,
on that.
no, it is hard for people to understand at times without conk them in the head. Like if I read how to fight from a book,
no, you can't
I could talk the fucking game.
No, you can't do it.
Yeah, I could talk it, but I couldn't execute it. If I wanted to talk about football, whether it's a 4-3 or whatever, nickel defense or whatever, I could talk about it. But I don't know what the fuck I'm doing when I get out there. You've got to get out and experience it. And the thing is fear.
Yeah.
Well, and pissed off fucking wives, but fear stops people from like going and doing it. Meaning whether it be a mountain hunt, a backpack hunt, or just heading out west, it's fear. Fear of failure, fear of doing it and wasting money. I mean, there's a bunch of, but get the fuck out there and do it. I mean, let's say if I wanted to go, I don't know, whatever, at the ripe old age of fucking 46, I'm like, Luke, I want to do I want to fight, man, train me. You're gonna be like, fuck it, let's give it a whirl.
Yeah.
Well, at least I'll know when I leave that fight whether I won or got my ass kicked. I tried it. I learned. I got in super good shape. I learned from, a bunch of great coaches, or the same thing with football, man. You tried out for the NFL. You didn't make it, but you gave it everything you had. You tried. Well, the thing with hunting that's different with fighting and different with fucking NFL is you can keep on doing that even if you suck until you become good at it. You can't keep trying out for the fucking NFL 15 fucking times and then eventually you're like, well, let's give fucking Walker a try.
That is a fact.
15 times.
Yeah.
But you can go on a backpack hunt 15 times, and that 16th time you might succeed, because obviously there's not parameters to that. You can go forever, and you're going to learn every fucking time you go. And that's one of the cool things with hunting is like you can go as much as you want. You can learn at your own pace or whatever. And so like with Josh, what you were talking about, whatever, like Josh, if you called me and said, hey man, I want to go on a guided mule deer hunt. I want you to take me. I want to learn. If we kill something, great, but I need to learn what I'm doing because I'm going to do this shit on my own. That's a smart fucking decision.
Right.
I'm going to teach you what you need to know.
Right.
Rather than, hey, Aaron, can you tell me your spot? Because I'm going to go in there. Good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You fucking 6'5", you fucking mongoloid. Like, you can't hide from shit. You don't know what you're doing.
Oh, hell no, I'm hiding from those motherfuckers.
Yeah. No, that is probably the realest shit ever because, even your dogs even know that's the shit. Because, here's the thing. Like, people might have seen your truck or whoever back in the previous days in your fucking zone, your hunting area, right? But are they gonna still do it? Like it's not the hell no, dude. Here's the thing, dude. I went on a goat hunt with this motherfucker, and I played it off like I guided him, but it was all bullshit, right? I was there. I think Amy beat me to the fucking top of the trailhead. Do you remember that, Aaron?
Oh yeah, she beat you.
Yeah. You're supposed to have my back on that one there, dog. God damn it. But
Amy's right here. Did you beat Luke on the way in?
Yeah, but I thought I saw somebody.
She said, "Fuck yeah."
I said, "No." Here's the thing: I saw some down the hill, so I was looking to see if they were shooters. I was just looking for shooters down. I spotted some down in the pasture.
Hey, real quick, Snyder, you talked about fear. It's crazy to me, hunting public land and seeing how many people are scared of the dark. Like, I see people leaving glass and knobs like 25, 30 minutes early. Like, it blows my mind. And again, I guess that's part of it. Maybe it's human nature to be scared of walking in the dark, but I don't know. That shit blows my mind.
Well, I mean, there's like, I don't know. So, yeah, it is weird with the being afraid of the dark, but I don't want everybody to think I'm a fucking dickhead.
Right.
So I'm not going to come on that.
Right.
But like, there's a certain point
everybody that listens to my channel knows you're a dickhead.
Well, I think what it is I'm probably more realistic or blunt than, the thing is, if I went in to train with you, Luke, and I was like, look, man, I really think I got a chance at it being something great. Will you train me with your crew? And I go out there and you're like, look, man, you suck. Like, you're not a fighter. Like, go take up Foursquare. You're going to get fucked up, right? You just don't have it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is like, if you're scared of the dark, that's a big fucking problem, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's one problem. Okay, the next one is you don't really like pain. You will still be successful, specifically if you have money hunting. If you don't like pain but you have money, money can outweigh the ability to take pain. Like, I promise you. Like, some of the biggest fucking trophy rooms. Let's look at Jimmy John, the guy that owns a sandwich shop.
Yep, I know him.
Yeah, his fucking trophy room is far better than mine, and I don't know that guy really likes to take pain, but he's got a lot of money. So if you're hacking it out on your own, do it yourself, public land, you're going to have to become real good friends with pain. You're going to have to fucking really become like, in depth with fieldcraft or woodsmanship, animal behavior, and it can be done. There's a lot of guys that go out there and fucking crush it on public land. But if you don't like pain and you don't want to put a lot of effort in, you better hope to have a lot of fucking money, because you're probably not going to be real successful. And that's just facts. And then people are going to call me a dickhead for saying that, but that's the fucking truth.
No, I don't come from money. and I'm not. I like pain. Don't get me wrong, but there's a different kind of pain that I like. There's the pain that when I got punched in the face, I knew I was still gonna get paid for the shit, right?
And that's the thing. I don't know if people realize, like, when you go out in spike camp, I mean, it is a grind. You know, day one, you know, you go in there and you hike in, and then you set up camp and you go out, maybe you glass that night, get back to camp. You're laying in camp, depending on what type of day it was, hammies cramping, shins cramping, and you just got to lay there until, 4:30, 5:30, whenever you get up to go walk to your spot. But I mean, it's not being at the spa, like, it's a grind. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, it's a training camp type of a feel. Like,
it's a totally different.
Yeah, from a muscle
pain,
standpoint, it's like training camp. I mean, it hurts, man. Like, here's
my, like, everybody asks me, like, why do I like hunting? I'm like, well, it's the closest thing that can get me to what I miss about fighting.
It's a grind for real.
But when I walk out with Justin Gaethje, that walkout there's no replaceable of that. That's what I used to feel, right?
Yeah.
It isn't even about pulling back on the arrow. Like I told you about the whitetail I pulled back on, not even on with the bow. Like, it is that feeling I get for like a little bit of a half a second that I enjoy. That's why I do it. I love it, and that's why I do it. I honestly, this is what I found that occupies my time. It is. Can I go without hunting? I don't think I can, honestly. I don't think I can, because if I could, I'd poach.
Get it done.
No, I think, though, like, with everything we're talking about is
that shit was funny, dude.
You go back to like walking in and out of the cage or walking in and out of the stadium. You know, when you come off the mountain with an animal where you went in, especially public land, do it yourself, like, that's a different level. Or whether it be one or the other, whether it be do it yourself and you paid for access, or it's total, like, do it yourself public land.
Yeah,
you're walking out of there knowing you beat something that has literally was born to survive, whether that be a deer or an elk or whatever. When you come back to the truck, you're not leaving a stadium or a cage, but you are leaving a wilderness that very few people, in reality, there's 7.5 billion fucking people on the planet. Mm-hmm. You are leaving a wilderness with an animal on your back to provide for your family that we used to do long before. That's fucking forgotten now. We bought and paid for everything with our checkbooks. You got it done. There is something to be like, that is something to be proud of, whether it was a fucking doe or a buck or a bull or a cow or whatever. And that's forgotten. And so I totally get what you guys are saying. It reminds you of the same feeling of accomplishment. And people do, which is way off the subject, when you get into the industry or the outdoor or social media for glory, you're not going to feel the same fucking accomplishment
ever
if you're doing it for fame and fortune as you are to do it because you love it and everything else is an ancillary benefit.
100%.
Right? When you come off that fucking mountain with an animal on your back and you're going to feed your family with it, it's primal and it's fucking awesome. And I don't think everyone looks at it that way.
No, hell no. And I think that's what even gives archery the nod on rifle. I mean, you got to listen to a guy that I love rifle hunting. I do. I like hunting, shooting shit with the gun. That new cross we got, right?
Fuck yes, you do. It's easier.
Yeah.
Facts.
But when you shoot something with the bow, there's that nod of like, yeah, motherfucker. I shot this motherfucker sub 40 yards, you shot this motherfucker below 60 yards.
Hey, to your point, and that's to me like why I still am enamored, man, with hunting public land is I can go in there. And for instance, this year I go in, we find a nice 170 buck. And I shot at a distance that I probably shouldn't have been shooting at, but I was in good control. I wasn't freaking out. I never looked at his rack. I just had my buddy, who's a very experienced hunter. Snyder, I don't know if you've had any experience hunting this particular unit, but my buddy used to guide up there at Sea Lazy U. We won't say what unit, but I don't know if you ever heard of that. But anyway, good buddy of mine. And so, he's like, it's 650. I'm like, woo! It's the 650. I said, all right, I'm shooting the Christensen R's, his souped up deal, 6.5 PRC. I'm like, cool. Anyway, shoot, miss, shoot, miss. They had enough. They take off. Anyway, my point is, I left out of there on day 6 with a young buck, 2.5-year-old 4x4. I don't know if you saw it on IG, just a young buck, but I was fired up as could be to be walking out with that thing on my pack, and because it's like you said, it's going out there and tricking something that its day job is to survive. Like it doesn't have to. There's no reading emails. Like it wakes up, it lives, it goes to bed, hopefully wakes up the next morning, eats a little bit and lays down and goes to bed. And you go out there and not only do you beat that, the animal senses, you beat all the other people that are at the trailhead, the campers that are at the trailhead, all that. You walk in there and to pull something out, man, I don't know. It fires me up. And I don't know what it's like to shoot a 200-inch buck yet. I've shot a good solid elk, on public land. But, it doesn't. I don't know. I get fired up just taking something out of there. You know what I mean?
No, I mean, I agree 100%. And I've been, somewhat criticized and also, backed by certain comments where I've made where I would much rather listen to Walker talk about going into, I don't know, pick the maroon bells and shooting a cow than I would Walker going in and paying $15,000 for an elk tag. There's nothing wrong with either one. I don't give a shit. Like, I'm happy to hear either story. But I guarantee your story about going in and killing a cow is going to have a lot more fucking adventure than the other option, right? Because you're going to be like, man, the fucking storm came in. I didn't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm new at this. Oh, God, I was starving. Fuck, I didn't listen to you. I didn't bring enough food. God damn, I was cold as shit. I'm bringing more fucking clothing next time. And God damn, do you bring a water pump or do you bring pills? Because Jesus Christ, there was fucking Squidwards in the water. But on day fucking 4, man, I shot a cow. That's a story.
Yeah, that's a story.
I paid fucking Billy Joe Lunchbucket $15,000 and I went in and killed a fucking 350 bull. The story is over at that point because I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Because and I don't care. I think that's awesome to do that as well. But what I mean is, since I was like, cut my teeth on backcountry hunting, I fucking know when you tell me that story, what you're talking about. Relate. I feel your pain. I've been there. And again, I'm not taking anything away from anyone that goes and kills an animal guided and private land. I think that's great too. There's more of a story when you got to go in there and fucking cut your teeth doing it yourself.
That's a fact.
Facts.
That's a fact.
That's facts. Honestly. Hey, Aaron, real quick. Hold on. I got a call.
Yes.
Listen in. Danny, you there?
Yeah, what's up?
What's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Can you hear Aaron?
Yeah, I can hear you so far. Aaron, you there?
Yeah, what's up, man?
Danny, what up?
Merry Christmas from me and Tina. She just walked through the door.
Hey,
just
guys.
wanted to call in and say hello and Merry Christmas.
Is it cold
Merry
there?
Christmas, yo.
Merry Christmas to you guys. Shit.
It's 50 here and it's supposed to be 3 in the morning.
Oh, shit, that ain't cold. That ain't cold.
So it's 50 now. It's supposed to be 3 at like 7 a.m. or something like that. It was warm.
Nice.
So I just, I heard you guys talking about, going out west. From Midwest, that was my 3rd year out this year. Dude, I fell in love with it. But I think it takes a different type of person.
Definitely.
To wake up, have sore feet, put your boots back on and hike back in and all that stuff. But I love it. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. I guess, what do you think, Aaron? I think we got to be a little fucked up to like the Midwest, the West out here to hunt.
Man, I think it's, you do have to be a little bit fucked up.
You can't
but
be a
the thing
pussy.
is like, what's that?
You can't be a pussy, period.
That's a fact.
No, you can't. I mean, the thing is when you tell a story of like, hey, I went on a 7-day backpack elk hunt, whatever, Western hunt, or, hey, man, I went out to, I don't know, I don't want to despair. I love hunting whitetail, but let's say Oklahoma. I went out to Oklahoma and killed a whitetail. My left ear is really fucking listening to that do-it-yourself Western hunt. My right ear is probably not hearing as well. And that's just fucking fact. That's just how it works.
Yeah, no, it's facts, dog. It's facts.
And I fucking love hunting whitetail.
I do
it's
too.
It's just like, hey, let me tell a story. I got dressed real fucking warm. I climbed up in the tree. I froze my dick off, and a deer walked in front of me. I fucking shot it.
Yeah.
Or the other end of the spectrum where it's like, you know, the whole, you know, fucking saga of backpack hunting or Western hunting. It's just different.
Yeah.
It's fucking different.
The photos are different. Everything's different. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, when you go in and spike and, you know, and you're in there solo or with other people, but when you're spiking, you know, you wake up every day. It's like, how do I get on elk? Like, that's your sole purpose in life for those however many days.
In a whitetail, it's like, I wonder what's going to cross me today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hope something comes to the corn. Yeah.
The best part for me is there's no game cameras. There's nothing. You go out and you try to get, like this year I got super close a bunch of times, man. It's the most animals I've been around. And, you know, whitetail hunting, it's like I can look at my video on my camera. I can do all this other stuff. It's just different.
Yeah. I don't know. I like to know when I'm hunting. I really do. I don't
know. It doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. So a bunch of Kafaru boxes have been showing up at my house. So hopefully Tina hooked me up.
Yeah, good job, Tina.
Yeah,
Nice.
Good job. Well, right on, man. Well, you guys have a good Christmas, and we'll probably talk to you before then. But Merry Christmas.
Hey, when that box gets there, you gotta give Josh some of what's in that box.
Ooh,
come on, dog. This guy's a big guy.
Thanks in advance. Now I know. He probably wouldn't have said that. Now I know.
I will.
Shit, that's funny.
I will, dude.
Merry Christmas, Danny. Kill some ducks, man.
Oh shit! You hang up?
Yeah, I think so. I think we're
there you are.
Yeah, we're good. But either way, hold on. We got another one coming in for you, Snyder. Struggle, you there?
What's up, boys?
Yo.
He said, "What's up?"
What's cracking?
Not much. The winter storm has kept me away from work, so I had time to be able to call in. What's the work?
Damn, it sounds like you fucking listen to an
It's
8-track.
cold as shit
Got
here.
the
is my
8-2-year-old.
Yeah. Oh, it's cold as Eskimo Pussy where I'm at, too, but I'm sitting here sipping on something, smoking on something, having a great time, just enjoying myself. You know, it is what it is.
That's what's up.
You're my dog. You got a question for Aaron?
Well, I don't really have a question for Aaron, but more of a statement.
All right, let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
It was amazing the way you worded everything that said when you were talking about Frank. Because so many people are on that bullshit like, oh, this, Frank's that, like he's not part of Kafar or whatever the fuck. I'm like, nah. To me, when I see these two people from afar, these people care about each other. So why are we talking this nonsense of, oh, well, are you going to be with Kafar or be with whoever? I don't know. I don't know how to describe it better than that, like, which I didn't do a great job of doing it because I'm impaired, but that's neither here nor there. You did a great job of being honest and being forthcoming with how you felt. And to me, that's a big deal.
No, well, I appreciate that, man. I truly do. And I think that, yeah, I mean, the bottom line, and I can't speak for anybody but for myself, like I miss Frank. I wish Frank was still, you know, hanging out and everything else, whatever happened in between all that in bullshit or whatever, it's, you know, neither here nor there. When people listen in, whether it be to this or whatever, look back on what they've said or done, it's like, you know, if you're trying to create drama, if you're, you know, whatever, it's like, you probably should go see a fucking psychologist. Because one, this is not your life. It's fucking mine or Frank's or Luke's or Walker's or whoever.
Exactly.
And if you've got to live your life through other people's drama and try to create it, you've got fucking problems. And I'm not a psychologist, but I've seen some, and you got fucking issues. Like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? And so I appreciate what you're saying, but yeah, I just, you know, at the end of the day, I mean, Frank made his choices, I made mine, and I don't wish that guy any ill will. I wish him the best.
Roger that. I kind of figured that's what you're going to say, but that's neither here nor there. Real quick, I have a Stalker Vortex on the way.
Yeah.
55 pounds, 62 AMO. What should I go with for a string? I'm looking at 8125 from Mountain Muffler, or I'm going to go with my boys from Ohio and do the same thing and just install my own cat whiskers, so to say.
Yeah, I mean, anything at like 8125 is my favorite. Mountain Muffler's fine. If you go with like America's Best Nomad at 8125, that's good. As far as like the silencers go, yeah, cat whiskers are fine. That's like my personal preference. But yeah, 8125. Just make sure you use that.
Will it perform in frigid weather? Because like I'm going back to Ohio, like in my hometown, like with nothing other than a duck gun and a bow.
Yeah, so, no, it'll perform better than you can shoot.
Okay.
I'm not saying that negatively. I'm just saying even me or somebody else, it will perform better than you can perform.
Damn, that's a fucking slogan for somebody's business.
Yeah, no, that's not a slight towards anybody. That's just a fact.
I might even start selling a string. Will you promote that?
Hey, if it comes out to where we can make money on it, let's do it.
God damn. Oh, shit. Well, hey, Struggle Man. Merry Christmas, dude. Thanks for tuning in, listening to our bullshit. And thanks for calling in, man.
Well, can I ask Josh a quick question?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so as far as ducks go, on Monday,
hold on. We're losing connection here.
Yeah, man. See,
no, go ahead. I'm just bullshitting. Go ahead.
Man.
On that note, I'm gonna go pee while we're talking about duck hunting.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck.
Hold on. So what'd you say, man?
So as far as duck movement and duck hunting in general, I'm going with one of my best friends on Monday to go duck hunting in Ohio. And what should my expectations be? I know we're not going to limit out.
So
like,
what are you?
Ohio,
are you hunting public land?
Huh?
Are you hunting public land?
Yeah.
All right. So you've got OnX or some sort of satellite messaging deal. So have you looked and saw how much opportunity is there? Is there multiple areas, or are you just really going to be stuck to one reservoir type deal, or is there places you can move around?
No, we're looking at more of a reservoir type deal.
Well, I mean, they're probably going to be on a handful of different spots on that reservoir, probably the biggest one being in the middle, especially because what is it, just now opening up in Ohio?
No, duck season's been open, at least from what I know, about my buddy, for a while now. I don't know.
So
I'm new to it.
So they've been shot at. So, yeah, they're probably going to be towards the middle. They're probably going to be in the middle, but I would get in there maybe if you could the night before you're wanting to hunt and try to find them, and then I would just set up there if it's a reservoir type of a deal, because they kind of like to hang out in the same little areas. So okay. Are you going to be on foot? You got a kayak or a boat or anything?
No, I'm going to be in a boat. My buddy Tyson, his dog's older, so he doesn't want to bring her out on public water like that just in case something happens.
But you
literally maneuver on a boat to get whatever we shoot.
Oh, you got a boat, you'll be good. I would just get out there if you could that afternoon or that evening where there is a little bit of light left and see where those birds are coming into. That helps a lot. Yeah, that's what I would do.
All right, and how do you feel about choke tubes? Like, are they as big of a deal as all these duck hunters make it to be, or like?
Yeah, when you get at range, yeah, it makes a difference. Like when you get past 40 yards, those extra full chokes, they make a difference. But then you get them in tight, and it's not a good deal. Honestly, I use a Kicks High Flyer. That's what I use. It's a long range choke, and I can shoot out at that 40, 50 yard range. A lot.
When
easier.
You say choke, is it kind of like a modified turkey choke, so to say?
I know they call it their long range. They call it it says long range on the packaging, so I would imagine it's some sort of a full, you know what I mean? Probably close to a turkey choke. Yeah, I would imagine so. But you got to make sure that depending on what type of duck load you use, it may not be you may not be able to run it in your turkey choke. So that'd be something you want to look at before using a turkey choke going out there.
Okay. All right. Roger that.
Well, right on, man. Hey, you get that turkey choke there, Aaron?
I got it. A super full turkey choke with TSS.
Anyway,
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing.
I know. I'm high. I don't even know. All right. Hey, all right, Struggle Sick. Merry Christmas, dog.
Merry Christmas to y'all, too.
Hold it down, night. Struggle. Merry Christmas,
Merry Christmas, man.
All right.
This quick break is brought to you by Crispy Boots. And I'm telling you, I've been rocking the new Laponians Gen 2s, and they are the best thing that's ever happened to my feet. Man, I'm talking lightweight, great ankle support, and I'm telling you, they look real snazzy. I love them. I used to rock the Thors, and man, these things blow them out of the water. I'm telling you, man, let's just keep it real. Crispy boots, I'm a big fan, and I think all their boots are the bomb.com. You know, guys, check them out at crispyus.com. Hey, Aaron, real quick. I ain't going to take no more calls real quick. This is one thing I want to know. Like, when I threw this on the IG and, like, people were like, hey, man, we want to know what's going to happen with Cafaro in 23 and what's going to happen with Aron Snyder in 23. And I was like, damn, that's a good question because I would like to know.
So with right now, the building that we were going to use for the trading post, that actually is becoming a sewing facility. So we're bringing back and hiring multiple sewers to sew. The idea is basically bring everything back in house. Now, before I go any farther, people hear that and they're like, "Oh, you outsourced to China." Everything we have is made in the United States, but some of the things we've outsourced.
Yeah,
and so we're that way we can do custom alterations, custom packs, limited runs, whatever else. So for 2023, we do have multiple different things we're going to come out with that are new. As far as new products, everything from a bino harness, whitetail packs, shit like that. But as far as from a business standpoint, we're bringing back as much as we possibly can in-house. Like right now, I think we just hired 5 sewers to start off with, as far as like 5 sewers we're training to do that. So with Cafaro in general, bringing back sewing in-house, bino harnesses, whitetail packs, multi-day packs, day packs, the normal shit, amongst other things. That 2023, that's about all we can handle, as far as like in a short, broad stroke picture of what we're going to do. As far as with me, like my main thing is honestly the exit strategy to get the fuck off of social media, to be honest. I mean, we're looking at it and I don't know, honey, 3 to 5 years to disappear is what we're hoping. So when I say that, obviously I, helped out starting a clothing company. I have Cafaro. I'm real big into photography. I do some military training, seminars, shit like that. But my main goal isn't to disappear from the world entirely. But what I would like to get to a point is where I'm just teaching without any bullshit. Like I don't want to deal with any drama. I just want to help people be more successful in the field and take photos. So my hope is literally before I'm 50, I am more or less just out there giving seminars, teaching classes, writing articles, and honestly taking, more of a full-time professional photographer role than anything. I just I don't have an issue with social media, per se in a broad spectrum, but man, it does get old dealing with it in the sense of not the good comments and answering questions, but the bullshit of it.
I can only imagine.
I don't know if that answered your question.
No, I mean, it did. I mean, honestly, more so than I thought. I guess you answered. You brought up a topic about what you're going to do after in 3 to 5 years. When you want to hit 50. Before that stride hits, I see it, and I have not, and I'm a piece of shit friend for not getting some yet, but I will. The Born Primitive clothing line. Tell me, how's it going since the launch? Tell everybody what. Here's why I didn't buy it right away, and I know you out of everybody. You have tested shit, you've done shit, but there's always flaws. My deal is, I seen your black pants that you wore at the Best of the Best, and I knew I was going to buy those pants. I don't give a fuck if they fucking were not warm or not. They were badass. If my dick could look that big, I'm going to buy them.
I need all the help I can get.
But that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing.
You probably are flinging a fucking yard across. You don't need those pants, goddammit.
But maybe it was the underwear line. I don't know.
Take them, fuck it.
Maybe it was the underwear line. I don't know. But that's what I said. I have not purchased any born primitive yet, but I will. I promise you, this spring, I promise you, I'm rocking your shit because that you're my dog. Like I said, 100%. Like me and you, like even for you to yell at me or have a deal like, and I think we've came close with this whole Frank deal, like we've talked about, is, you know, like dude, I'm your boy regardless, whatever happens. You don't got to worry about me turning onto some bullshit shit. You're my dog. I'm going to represent your company, whatever it is. You know me. I've been with Cryptic for, 6 years, 7 years now. I wear Cryptic camo. You know what? That's what I do in the outdoor. You started Born Primitive. Okay? You're my dog, man. I'm gonna purchase it. I'm going to wear it. But no, I am waiting for the flaws to kick out first. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. Tell me, has there been any flaws?
So we had on the lightweight pants, we had 33 or 34 sets of knees rip out, and of course that's out of thousands or whatever.
Thousands.
That was the only. It was one specific sewer that was on the line that wasn't overlapping enough, but like overall, that's about it. My story with Born Primitive, I can't go into great detail, and why I think of what I can talk about, how I got hooked up with those guys. But, the cool thing with that is when I got brought on, to help them out, it was like-minded people with, and we kind of along the lines of what we're talking about with friendship, loyalty, and things like that. It was guys that had the same mindset and mentality, meaning we're sitting at a bar and 15 people fucking come in and there's only 3 of us. The other 2 with me are the kind of guys that I want to look at and be like, well, live or die, we're fucking going down right now. Like we're getting after it.
Yeah.
It's hard to find that anymore. Those were the kind of guys I partnered with. And when they asked me to design, and I didn't do it all on my own, Frankie is a fucking stud. He's the dude that does the tech packs. We had the same philosophy, the same mindset. We had some guys behind the scenes at a high level in the military that guided us in certain different ways. And so when we started that, everything, I guess, I don't know, honey, I would say just clicked, meaning we had the same philosophy, the same mindset, the same, like everything to make the best apparel we possibly could for guys or gals at a high level that also were supporting veterans, were supporting everything that we know and love, Second Amendment, all that shit. So it was like really cool to be able to partner with people like that trusted in me to be able to design it as well.
I get that, man. I honestly, man. So I knew Born Primitive, like when they worked with like the CrossFit people, but then they started getting the UFC deal, like with Macy Barber and all these other. And then when obviously they started working with you, I was like, dude, their shit looks dope. And I knew you were gonna bring something to them because look what you done with Cafaro, right? So I mean, I say this in the nicest way possible. You could fucking come out with my overalls, my bib overalls, and be like, "Yep, this is the shit," and people are gonna buy the fucking overalls, right? Like you can, like you have that influence, that type. Like if Aaron's gonna use it, I'm gonna use it. If Aaron's chewing fucking bubble gum, I'm gonna chew bubble gum. If Aaron's gonna fucking do Copenhagen, I'm gonna puke my guts out chewing bubble gum. Copenhagen, right? Like a Screwball. Screwball should pay you fucking stupid amounts of money right now because I'm gonna tell you right now, they should pay us, honestly, because it's a co-brand. But look at their stock.
I don't know if those motherfuckers are liberal or what, but they're fucking us. Because,
it's stupid. But here's the thing. Look at that. Look at what social media done with that. Look at all the hunters that have started joining Screwball, drinking Screwball whiskey because of you, right? And it's stupid, Aaron, of the positive, negative, or whatever you take it as. And this is one thing I've learned being around guys like you, guys like Josh, guys like Justin Gaethje, guys like just like Rose, like all these high influencers that just does it. when you put something out there, guess what? People are they're gonna do it, and they're gonna sample it, and they're gonna try it, and they're gonna promote it, and they're gonna tag you and do this. That's good and bad. Whether it is like me, like, you know, hey, I missed today. I'm taking Gladiators Unleashed. That's Luke. All right, yep. Welcome to the club. You will miss. That's me. I'm gonna I'm gonna drink some whiskey tonight. Screwball. Aron Snyder gets tagged. That company is bought right there. It is good and bad. You know what I mean? Like, it's always not about the I'm gonna carry out this bull elk in a kafara pack. It comes with everything, and that's what I've learned so much about this social media game, celebrity status deal, is what you put out there is, and it's crazy because, you know, now that I own a podcast, what I put out is what's being said. What thousands and thousands of people are going to be hear of this, and you know it, whether it's good or bad, they're going to hear it. And guess what? Oh shit! Aron was drinking Screwball with Luke last night. Oh fuck! Hasn't drank fucking liquor in fucking 2 years. Now I'm a bad guy.
Yeah, you did make me an alcoholic, but no, I mean, I you know, as far as like,
you're a grown ass man, dude. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when people say that, I'm like, obviously, Luke is not following me around, making me drink Screwball. You know, so, but
I might have started the wick.
Yeah, you lit the candle, but I let that fucker burn.
Hey, Amy, the sex has been way better, though, huh?
No, because sometimes I drink too much, I get whiskey.
Oh, man. Come on, Aron.
He's not saying anything. I'm just saying, like, as functioning like a high-functioning alcoholics go, I'm fucking leading the race. No. Keep laughing. But no, as far as like
you're my boy, Blue.
You know, like-minded people, great products, fucking super good dudes, like paralleled what I saw and what I wanted to do. But yeah, like I see J.R. Larson, when you say off social media, does that include No More Kafaru-cast? You know, I don't fucking know. I do know, like, when I got into this, I had no idea of the position that I would be in now. And I'm not, you know, it's been a great life and I'm not complaining. I've been very blessed. But the bottom line, and Amy would probably attest to this as much as anyone else, in 2007, 8, 9, 10, whatever, you know, I didn't like, technology was not my thing. I was living in a very small 1-bedroom apartment and just kind of figuring it out to get out in the woods. I would like to get to a point where I'm literally just teaching and not dealing with any bullshit at like face level, meaning I don't want to turn on fucking Instagram and see somebody sending me a message about some dumb shit.
Yeah.
I just want to help people in the outdoors take amazing photos and post those up. I don't want to be doing podcasts with fucking Matt Ranella justifying why I kill 40, 50 animals a year. I don't want to hear some fucking asshole telling me that this site is better than another. I just want to fucking help people do better in the outdoors, and whatever it takes to get to that point is my goal. Whether that be No More Kafaru-cast or Kafaru-cast or videos or seminars, I just want to get to a more peaceful life. That is my goal personally.
Well, and this is maybe something I'm just thinking ahead. Like, here's the thing, man. There's a lot more of us like-minded people that me and you, we see eye to eye on, and there's tons of people that see eye to eye with you on tons of things. You know, whether you leave doing social media or whatever, but I think if you just did your name, Aron Snyder, as a podcast, they know what they're going to get. It comes with the territory. And that's on your dime. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to talk about this. This is what I talk about. And whether you bring on an audience, a co-host, whatever, that's on you. This is what I will tell you, though. When you leave social media, it won't change. Nope. But when you get back on, things are a lot brighter. People are a lot happier. I promise you that. Like, that's facts, man. The internet's always going to be there. And you get off and you disappear and make your life better, whatever. And a little simpler and maybe less screwball in your life, cool. But when you get back on and do a podcast here or there, or come on and send a picture of the dogs, Amy, whatever, people are going to like that. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you do a lot more good than you do a lot more of the bullshit that you harp on. And that's just been me, my experience. I have felt like I don't give a fuck the feedback. Like there's been a podcast where I've had people on here like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? Why are you talking about this? Bitch, because that's what a podcast does, right? It is. We talk about certain things, and why'd you listen to it then? Thank you for the download. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to. I'm not telling people to sign up to listen to the podcast, just like you. Like, they don't have to listen to your fucking Instagram. They don't have to tune in on that. Aaron, man, people do it because they want to be here and listen. The haters are not, period. And that's why I say, like, you just got to keep doing you, man. That's what you're good at, man. I don't give a fuck whatever you do. It doesn't have to be a backpack company. It could be photography. Like, you remind me so much of my head coach, Trevor Whitman. He can do whatever he wants. You can do whatever the fuck you want. And you guys will fucking have followers, people tuning in and listening, because you know why? You're generally who you are. You're not trying to fake it till you fucking make it bullshit. You know? And that was kind of the whole thing of me wanting to get you on the podcast today. I don't even know how this was here. I feel like people realize, like, man, you and Aaron haven't done a podcast for a long time. You guys ain't friends no more. And I'm like, dude, I can have an argument with you, and it's going to be okay. I see you at a trade show or whatever, and I'm going to hug you. Maybe after we punch each other, who knows? I don't know, but I'm going to hug you. Hey, we're going to be good. You know what I mean? I ain't going to hit you in your big ass dick, though. See, that motherfucker's big ass dick.
So, like, what you're talking about is exactly what I was talking about earlier. Finding friends like that is hard, right? It takes a lifetime. Like, meaning you and I beat the shit out of each other on fucking Friday, and on Monday we're like shooting bows.
Yep.
That is gone in this day and age. Like, that does not happen for whatever reason as much as what I'm used to, in the past. Hold on. Matt Anderson, would you say hunting and the outdoors saved your life? No. Maybe the outdoors, that's a lot to unbox in a very short period of time, but I've always been an outdoorsman since I was a kid, so I would not say it saved my life. It definitely has made a great life for me, but I wasn't ready to put fucking 10 mil round in my brain pan, and then the outdoors came and I stopped that. But yeah, it definitely has changed my life for sure. But yeah, I mean, as far as like, what you're talking about, yeah, you and I could beat the shit out of each other on Friday, and on Monday I'd be like, hey, Luke, you want to come up and drink? My eyeball hurts, right? Yeah. Like, yeah, that's normal man shit to me.
Yeah. And I don't know if that's just the way we were brought up or taught. I don't know. I honestly, Aaron, I don't know. I just know this is what I do know. The people that are around me now, when you left, right? Like, guys like, my circle has gotten so much smaller since I've turned over 40 years old, right? Like, it's crazy. And, I get around with, like, all these big celebrity fighters now that have, millions of followers. I don't need any of that, Aaron. I know it could help my brand. I know it could help my podcast and this and that. But, like, with all that is more drama, dude. I don't, you know what I mean? Like, if they're going to come on,
yeah, I know what you mean.
If they're going to come on my show, it's because I generally like them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or I generally have something in common with them, and we can bullshit. Yeah, bring your following, bring my status up. It's cool, whatever. The downloads will happen. But I don't give a fuck if you're a nobody that just started a social media program. You know what I mean? Like, I don't give a fuck. Josh Walker's a perfect example of it, dude. This guy played in the NFL with Green Bay Packers, Jacksonville, who's who, right? And he didn't want to do social media because he didn't want to, but he started a podcast and he realized that's what you got to do, right? You have to do it. So you're talking to a guy that just barely hit 1,000 some followers, and now you're talking to a guy that's played in the NFL that has, and you look at anybody in the NFL right now has, 70-some thousand followers or 1 million followers easily. His buddies that he has on the podcast all the time on his podcast as the blue check mark, certified, blah, 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 that is supposed to be status. And you got the host that's played that, did that, just like you. Don't give a fuck. Nobody, like it's just.
I literally wouldn't have even started social media if it wasn't for the show. I literally would not have even. I used to talk shit about it. Now you see how far behind I am. You know what I mean? But it's like, if it wasn't necessary, I wouldn't have it. I mean, I don't know if that's a tough pill to swallow. I wouldn't have it.
It's good and bad, Aaron. Right? That's what I told you. That's what I told you, right, Aaron?
Yeah, no, it is. And I'll give you a prime example because I am not a big fan of professional sports. Like, I fucking hate them, right? Like, it's not my thing. Is I would give, and Walker, take this for what it's worth, 2 shits about you or Derek is another guy, Derek Wolf. You two, I'm a
wait, why they gotta be my boys, dude? These guys are my boys. God damn it. I'm trying to find comfort here after I lost you, okay?
I'm just saying
I'm trying to find comfort after you left, okay?
The NFL professional sports thing, and Amy will tell you this more than anything, does not make 2 fucks to me. Like, I could give a shit.
Obviously, you're friends with me more than Derek and Josh.
You know what I mean, though? If you're a cool dude and you're trying to get after it, right, and you're doing like the things for the right reason, that is what is important to me. Like, if I ran into you tomorrow, Josh, like, I wouldn't be sitting there saying, "Oh fuck, you played in the NFL." It would be my like, "Oh fuck yeah, you're friends with Luke, man. You are a cool motherfucker getting after it in the outdoors." This sounds bad, but I mean, minus maybe Barry Sanders and Lawrence Taylor, I don't fucking care, right? I just don't. Right?
That's 2 gods, so hey, that's all right.
Why they gotta be black?
There you go.
Minus the fucking crack on Lawrence Taylor's side. I mean, that dude is fucking crazy.
One of the best to ever played a game. Period. Yeah.
He fucking changed the game on defense. Like, he is at a different level. And then Barry Sanders, obviously, with what he did on a shitty team, but like. I don't really, like, whether you played football or you were great at fucking badminton or basketball, I don't fucking care. I care that you're a cool person, you're a good person, and you're trying to fucking get after it and like live your dream. Obviously, Josh, that's what you're trying to do. So I'm not taking away anything you did I don't mean that at all, physically and everything like that. I'm just saying personally, it wouldn't make a fucking difference to me what you played in. You're just a good dude. And people look at things totally different, I found, at times, because in anybody that knows me, I don't fucking care, right, what you did. It's what you're doing now and what you're all about is important to me. And obviously, Walker, like, I like what you're all about. So it's funny how people don't look at me at what's important. I don't give it. You could be a total fucking cock and have 4 NFL rings. You don't mean shit to me. You could fucking have lost 4 Super Bowls and be the coolest motherfucker on the planet. That is what is important to me, and I'm a little bit different probably than most. But
that's real shit.
And I honestly think that's why we all get along so well, Aaron. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, that's kind of why you and Justin get along, and like it doesn't take much to weed out the person that doesn't belong in a group setting, right? Like, it doesn't. And when you've been around with so long with so many people, like, this is one thing I will say. Like, I'm no soft bitch, right? Josh, you know soft bitch. Like, hey Aaron, in case you didn't know, I beat Josh a couple times on my rage.
Hey man, listen. He caught me on the chin a few times, man, up there. You know?
Living in the past.
Yeah.
Hey. But I got to bring it up, right? But this is one thing I will say. Like, it doesn't take much to sit in a circle and fucking find out what one of these kids don't belong here, right? In our circle, it's pretty fast. Like the first fucking 5-10 minutes, I'm cool. I can hang out with you. I can kick it with you, right? Aaron, I will tell you this. That was not the case. And I'm so glad. I'm so glad that me and you have became what we you have became, and I'm happy for you in Wyoming. Like, everybody was like, man, you miss him? I'm like, yeah, everybody, I miss him. Fuck, man. I do. I do miss you being around the road. I knew you were right up there. If I got to pull you out this time of the year, guess what? I would have done it. The whole
it is shitty, Snyder, because I've heard about where you used to live, and you're not far from me either, man. That would have been perfect. I mean, I'm right down the road down 126. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, he has a way bigger truck than mine. He could have pulled you out. But the moral of the story is, Aaron, like, look, man, I know we've been catting along talking about this bullshit for a minute, but man, it's Christmas time of the year. New Year's coming. I don't want to take nothing away from you of what you did to move your company all the way to Wyoming and the people that came with you. Man, I'm so happy for you. I'm happy for Kafaro, period. And I know you've seen the ups and downs of the whole deal. My whole thing is, man, I represent your flag, and you can't see me, but I'm pointing at your sign behind my studio, and that I have everybody that's been behind this wall here on the podcast. Like, man, we're gonna come to blows if anybody ever talks shit about any of these companies, except for my bookie.ag. I'm gonna fuck them up, but all these other motherfuckers. But listen, like, Kafaro's been there from day one, and when I say you, I just appreciate it, man. And yeah, it might be a little vodka talking, but guess what, man? It is, man. It's Christmas, and guess what? I'm thankful, and I love you. And minus if you hate me a little bit more, then because I'm still kind of friends with Frank. I'm friends with Frank, and I'm sorry, but I love you. I go to bat. I'll take a bullet for you. Trade show season's coming, right? And guess what? Your name's gonna get brought up to me a lot. And guess what's gonna happen? I'm gonna either get thrown in jail, or I'm gonna get thrown in jail. Period. Because guess what? When they talk shit about you, guess what happens?
They get fucked up.
The righty, good nighties coming out of retirement. And that's just it. Because I know your ass ain't coming to no trade shows.
No, I am not a trade show guy, and no, I don't give a shit that you're friends with Frank. I wish Frank the best. Yeah, truly. Like I don't. It's been brought up a shit ton, not just today, but whatever. But like,
it's been
at
peaceful.
The end of the day,
it's good. It's good. We didn't try to. Yeah, it's good, man. This is not what I had in plan on the podcast for fake shakes. Fuck.
Yeah, no, I mean, fuck it, whatever, shit. Right? I mean, the one thing I would say is like I've said many things, but like I truly like miss Frank. Like Frank was, not from a business perspective. I'm leaving that like aside. Like I just miss, Frank being around. He's a cool dude. I will say some of the people that stirred up shit in the interim, like Jake Downs, for example. I really, really fucking look forward to seeing Jake Downs in person. I can't wait to say hello to that guy and shake his hand and fucking talk to him like a man, face to face. I'm really looking fucking forward. I really hope you watch this because I'm really fucking excited about seeing you, like my old friend. But after that, like Frank, fuck, man, I hope I can whatever I can do for Frank, I will do it. I hope I wish him the best. Jake is a good hunter. And I was friends with Jake, and I don't have any issues with Jake until recently, right? Meaning I just stopped talking to Jake. Brian Broderick's the same way, owner of Day 6 Arrows. Arrows are great. Broderick's a fucking super cool dude. It was like the fucking ex-wives club when Frank and I split up. Like all these guys that I stopped talking to, like when I say that, meaning like I don't bash Brian Broderick or Day 6 Arrows. Broderick's a good fucking dude, and Day 6 Arrows are awesome.
This podcast is brought to you by Cryptek, the best hunting and fishing outdoor tactical gear on the planet. That's right, I said it, on the planet. That is why I wear it and my team wears it. Guys, check out Cryptek.com, and when you go to the checkout, type in our code, Gladiators. That's all capital letters, Gladiators, to save that money. Cryptek.com. Just like me, I'm going to put myself in the same category. Anybody knows about me in the outdoor industry is because of fucking Aron Snyder. Guess what? I'm cool with it. I'm cool. I know when the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, you do not smack the hand the fucking hands is fed to you.
Well, it's just, like it's that. Not that, like,
very close.
And this,
almost.
It was something like that, right? Don't smack the hand.
Bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah, don't bite the hand. Yeah,
bite the hand that feeds you. When you look at, and you know, whatever, while we're talking about this, we've been drinking too much. You look at like Brian Broderick. Again, I brought him up a minute ago with Day 6. Brian Broderick is a fucking funny motherfucker. He's good to hunt with, and he never did anything wrong to me at all. I just chose with the path I was going on with Kafaru to separate with him, for him to run his arrow business on his own.
Yep.
But it's a great arrow, great broadheads, right? I don't have any issue with Brian Broderick. He may have issues with me. With Frank, I fucking miss Frank to the core, and I wish things were different. I wish Frank the best, and I have and will continue to help him. Hopefully, you know, people call me, whatever, get him a job. Good dude. Like Frank, obviously, you know, is someone I would consider a brother, even though shit happens. When it comes to Jake Downs, Jake is someone that has so much fucking hate towards, like, when you listen to his podcast or when you listen to him talk. Like I've seen him call people douchebag and fuck sticks and shit online. I mean, Luke, you know better than anyone. Do you really think that fucking like bald fucking Elmer Fudd looking motherfucker is going to call someone like me anything other than sir when they're standing in front of me?
Hey, listen, man.
Bring that same energy. Bring that same energy in person.
Here's my thing. I will not say anything about anybody on the internet forum or anything that I cannot say in person. So if I'm gonna fucking smack you in the fucking face, yeah, I'm gonna say that, and that's just it. Like, if I know, I said it a million times, man. It's even like some of the people that I just, you know, like half of my people that I've had falling out in this industry is like, I'm done with them. Fuck them. Right? And you might be cool with them still. Cool, whatever. Right? It doesn't matter. It's not that I don't want them to eat. Shit, you just ain't welcome at my table, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is. It is what it is. You know, they could be them, Aaron. Here's the deal. And there's sometimes where you got to smack a motherfucker, and you do. You got to smack a motherfucker to tell them, hey, listen, running your mouth will get you fucking slapped and fucked up.
Well, and I just, like I said, like I totally, like with all this, again, like there was that, like I said, that ex-wives club. I understand where Frank came from. I don't, whether I agree with it or disagree with it is totally like a moot point. I get Frank. I understand what was going on. Brian Broderick's the same fucking way. Like he and I were partners on an arrow company. I separated, great arrow. And Broderick is a funny motherfucker.
Yeah.
When you get to a guy like Jake, he has really nothing to do with any of this. He's unsponsored, even though he's been paid by people. Why the fuck is he telling tons and tons of people about how bad of a person I am when you know for a fact, as well as Amy does and many other people, I tried to help him in the industry, gave him a bunch of gear. I've seen fucking people, he texts people, I've never got a free Kafaru pack, shit like that. That's a fucking lie. He was paid by fucking Bob Lee When I stand in front of fucking Jake Downs, if he's not shaking like a cat shitting fucking razor blades, he's either fucking stupid or fearless. Because that motherfucker has done things to me that are unforgivable. Everyone else I'm cool with. I just, again, like I look at things from a very realistic, broad spectrum, meaning, again, like we bring up Frank. I get Frank. I totally understand where he was coming from. I love Frank to death. I wish him the best. And I can quantify or rationalize with his decision making, and I miss that motherfucker every day. Broderick, great aero company, great broadheads. I understand where he's coming from.
Hey,
and I should stop drinking.
Well, hey, listen, man, I didn't mean to fucking bring you there, but I'm so glad I did.
That got me fired up.
This is like a halftime speech, right? I felt like I was like an intermission. I'm fucking ready to roll, bro.
Hey,
if you can see us right now, we're ready to go. Hey.
It's just about it's. I won't say it's about being a man, because it's the same thing for a woman. There is nothing that I fucking say on a podcast or right now that I won't apologize for.
No.
Or fucking stand up and say, fuck yeah, that is exactly what I meant. Meaning, I've said shit that I didn't mean or I need to apologize for. 100%. I will say that.
Yep.
But there's other shit that I've said that I truly fucking hope, and I hope people when they listen to this understand, is like, look, if I say, I don't know, let's pick it. But Luke, let's talk about you. You're a buddy. Goddamn, Luke, you get way too fucking drunk on the podcast. If you confront me about that, I'd be like, well, goddamn, Luke, stop drinking on the fucking podcast.
100%. Easy.
Simple. Right? Or Walker. Jesus fucking Christ, Walker, you just started fucking getting into hunting. You're gonna make a TV show. You're gonna come back like, yeah, it's my fucking dream. I'm like, God damn, good on you, dude. Fucking live your dream.
Good luck, motherfucker.
Yeah, but you're chasing after your dream.
I literally still do not take anything for granted. Josh Walker sitting right here. I do not take him fucking for granted. I make sure that I got a jar full of bud for him. I'm cool. If you were here, Aaron, right now, I would have screwball ready for you. Right? I don't care who you are. I take everybody deal. Derek Wolf, perfect example, right? He was a superstar in the NFL, Bronco Blyer. Right? If he liked vanilla ice cream, I would get him a tub of vanilla ice cream for him. Right?
Well, Luke, what you're talking about to me is that what I preach to my crew is you treat people with the respect. You give people the respect that you would like in return. Right? And so when you were talking about like listening to a podcast, or you're like, if I don't like Chinese food, I don't go to a Chinese food fucking restaurant. Yep. Right? Like, you give people the respect that you would like in return, and meaning if Jake has chosen to give me the respect that is horrible, like no respect whatsoever, that was what will be returned to him. Now, will that become a physical altercation? I fucking hope so. But if it doesn't, I would really like to understand, like, what exactly did I do wrong to him? I understand, like, Broderick, I separated from him. But, like, with you and I or Josh or Derek or whoever, you guys have been nothing but fucking cool to me, cool to Kafaru, like, very supportive. You deserve that in return. And like what you were saying is, like, fuck, if you treat people that way through life, if I don't like Josh, I'm not going to go talk shit about Josh in public. I'm not going to say, oh, fuck, whatever. Like, I'm just not, I just don't go to the Chinese food place. I just stay away.
Right.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I like Josh because we're about to send him a bunch of fucking backpacks and shit. I think he's a cool motherfucker. But if I didn't, I just wouldn't send him to him. When people dive into, because of the internet, the other side of that, it's, in my opinion, you're being a fucking coward. You are basically hiding behind a computer screen, and I fucking do not do very well with that, which you guys are seeing right now because I've been drinking too much.
No, it's not about drinking too much, Aaron. It's about who you are and what we all stand for. Josh, you're a perfect example of the whole thing. I am too. This is what people need to hear. This is what people need to hear, and it might be the guy that's listening to this be like, damn, I'm guilty of doing that. Cool. Be guilty, but guess what? There's consequences of coming with, you know what, your keyboard warrior, because somebody's gonna snatch you up one day, and you don't have to be behind a keyboard to fucking get caught up. You might be in a fucking Chipotle line and you might say something smart that you're so used to saying on the internet. And guess what, motherfucker? I'm going to smack the fuck out of you.
Hey, I think that kind of, and to your point, that kind of, people that live and die by the, what do they call it, Twitter fingers, having Twitter fingers, thinking you can say whatever you want on the internet, right? That's kind of leaking out into real life. For instance, the example you gave a couple episodes ago that we did, something about being in the Wendy's line down the road and somebody feeling, and it's like, man, you don't know, do you even know what you are capable of as a person? And that's what I think most of the high-level people I've ever been around, like, they know what they can do, right? Mm-hmm. And it's like some people never even, like for you, Luke, it's like that person that, cursed or whatever they did in line, it's like, do you know who's in that car behind you? Like, why are you so confident to do something like that when you haven't done shit physically? You know what I mean? It's like, why would you feel that way? I don't know, man. Because the internet, you can just say what you want on the internet, but real life is real life now. People are about that action.
It's because you wake up in the morning, you're on the internet. Lunch, midday, afternoon, evening, before you go to bed, you're on the internet. You're seeing what's on the platforms. Is that not true, Aaron? Is that not true?
No, it's 100% true. And I think that, I don't want to dive down like too big of a wormhole with this, but what I'm getting at is like, if, you have like the trolls, right? The trolls are people you don't know who the fuck they are. Right, like they just talk shit. Like, what, Josh Walker, you were horrible, fucking whatever the fuck you did on social media, but you don't know who that is. But then you have the other people that you know who the fuck they are. It's different at that level. Meaning, like, when I say that, like, if you made it into the NFL, you are not a bad fucking football player. And I've given Amy shit like that. Well, not Amy shit like this, but you know how people stand and fucking yell at the TV screen, you fucking suck. And I'm like, well, they're in the fucking NFL. They're pretty fucking good. Right? Like, they made it.
How the hell did he jump off sides? How is that possible? You can't talk to the man next to you. He's a foot away. I mean, what the hell are you talking about?
Block that motherfucker. But, yeah, exactly. But like, meaning you made it, right? Yeah. But when you get to the point, know somebody, and it's not like an internet fucking shill or hater or whatever, it's a different fucking level. And I am amazed at what people say. Like, let's pick up. Let's talk about Cam. You're good with that, Luke?
Yeah.
Okay. Cam Hanes, does everything he do I agree with? No, of course not. Is Cam a fucking hardcore fucking guy? Yeah, obviously that dude can get after it. Does Cam fucking hunt, like high-end fucking tags now? Yes, he does. He kills elk on different ranches. Did he get to that point from earning it on public land? Fuck yes, he did. So if I'm online, typing a fucking way about how fucking Cam only shoots tame elk, it is difficult for me to watch and read that because I know Cam came from public land. Now, yes, he's hunting different ranches and shit now.
Which he deserves.
But fuck, he worked his entire fucking life to 100%. Get there. I didn't play fucking pickup basketball for 19 fucking years to win an NBA title. You know what? That's not a very good analogy.
But that's horrible, actually.
You get my point.
Yeah. No, it is. It's at the same point. I'm 0 for 3 for elk the last 3 years. 0 for 3. This year was the biggest elk I've ever had in my life, in my sight, right? I did get it, right? But
what happened? Hold on. What happened?
I got target advantage. I bitched out. I could hold steady, Aaron. I could hold steady. And that's why I choose Bowen. Honestly, I choose it Bowen because of that moment right there. At fucking 60 yards, Aaron, I was shit. I looked like I was jerking off an elephant in my mouth with my release next to my face. I swear to God, dude. That's what happened. But listen, Aaron, here's when it all comes down to it is I don't honestly, Jaywalk could understand this. You can understand this. I can understand this. And all I can do is just put it out for the listeners. Listen, if you can't say anything in person to a guy face to face, then don't write it. Period. That's just it. My whole deal. And if he can, well, man up, dog. Cool. I respect that ass whooping you're going to get because you're going to get it one.
It's very simple.
With everything we've gone through and been through, I'm not going to be against Luke, right? Like, Luke was my boy for fucking a decade, and nothing's going to change, right?
Yeah.
When you get the guys that dive in to stir up shit in the middle of that, probably going to break a few fucking mugs and cut their fucking heads in pieces because of that. Because it's like, dude, fucking stay the fuck out of it.
Yeah, it's a huge difference of what people know, like, really what a friendship is. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people that want to be your friend because they want to make it in the industry, Aaron. You know that, right? They want to be your friend because, oh, man, he can help me out. You're a perfect example of me personally. And I'm not going to take it away because I would not be in the industry as far as I am now if it wasn't for you, Aaron. For me and you always going out to the fucking American Bowman shooting. You know what I mean? Oh, you're good. Or you taking all my money on the fucking thing. But look what it's led to us. To the fucking best of the best of everybody traveling everywhere to come and shoot our archery tournament. You know, every year. You know what I mean? Like, me and you could have a falling out tomorrow. And like, Luke, hey, I'm not going to sponsor you. Guess what, dude? Oh, hey, are we going to do the best of the best? If not, we got to figure shit out, right?
Well, that's because you and I and Josh are men.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe so. I don't know.
He said maybe so.
I just look at it totally different, and I talked to a guy the other day about this as far as like how the world has changed over the last 2 decades, and you know, for me, like, I like to talk to people in person, whether it be on the phone or in person, but meaning like, hey man, let's talk about our differences, let's figure this shit out. I just had a phone call with a guy yesterday. You know, well, I'll just say it, John Barklow, because I had started a clothing company, and I called John. I'm like, man, I apologize. I hope there are no hard feelings, because he is a big player at Sitka. Yeah. We talked about it like men. Now, if John started posting online things about me, or I posted things about John online, that's fucking like bitch shit. Like, that's like Foursquare. I'm a pussy. I'm going to fucking stand up and, like, you know, be proud online and cause a fucking ruckus. I don't fucking dig on that. Like, I think that shit should be handled like grown ass adults, not online.
I will 100% agree with you. Dude, you act like I'm not your fucking friend from fucking, like, I don't have your back. Me being Barklow and you being Aron Snyder, me outside looking in, do you think you probably should have talked to Barklow before you started Born Primitive?
Oh, I did.
Oh, okay. Well, then cool. Then what? There's no issue there.
No, 100%. And I mean, that, you know, the bottom line with, I keep saying the bottom line, but like with all this is handling shit a certain degree, as far as like with Barklow, for example. Barklow is one of my closest friends, and I would do anything for that guy. Like, literally anything. He's a fucking solid dude, and I love that guy to death. He's a brother. You know, Luke, you're the same way. Does that mean I'm going to agree with everything you say or what I say? Of course not. No. Or, you know, whatever. But you handle that shit, and I hope people that are listening in understand what I'm trying to get to here. Is like, you handle that like a grown-ass adult. Talk to somebody in person, on the phone, like figure it out, like come to a conclusion, like you don't have to agree, and settle things diplomatically and as an adult. When it goes past that, I just fucking can't handle that. I don't like it.
So Luke's handling some IT stuff, but I agree 100%, man. And it comes down to, I think, what Luke had said earlier about minding your business. I mean, before you type something, before you text something, sit there and look at that and be like, if I was sitting across from this man at the bar, would I say these things that I'm about to text or that I'm about to write, whatever it may be? you know, and again, I'm new to social media, man. I was on Facebook there very, very briefly, and I still have it, but I'm not very active there. But, you know, I just started my IG a couple months ago, and I get to see this stuff, and it's like, that's crazy. Like, the people say this shit, I guarantee you 3/4 of them would never say that face-to-face. And I've only ran into it. I've only had one instance of it on my page. I had a guy, I posted my muzzleloader antelope buck, and he was like, literally all he said was, those horns are short. That's all he said. And I just didn't reply because it's like, what? Like, what is that for? Like, what is that? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell does that – like, why did you come to look at – like, why are you here? Talk about my horns are too short. Like, show me your fucking buck. You know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about? And my point is like, would you be sitting there talking shit to me at the bar there in that town where I was at? Would you say that shit to me? Because we'd have more words than what I just had.
I can tell you firsthand, I've seen you, and no. Like, that would be the general answer would be no. Like, they probably would not say that to your face. And – that does not fucking mean like size or whatever. Like the bottom line is like, if I'm going to say something like, Josh, your horns are short. Why am I saying that? Ooh. Okay. Like break it down to a fucking very base level. I am telling you that to make myself feel better, you know, about what I've done. Meaning, oh, I killed a bigger antelope or whatever the fuck it was than Josh. So I'm going to post online to make myself feel better by downplaying or casting fucking shadows or shade on someone else, which is shit.
Bullshit.
Absolutely.
Bullshit, man.
Like, so if I ran into you in person compared to online and you shot a small antelope, why the fuck would I even say, like, am I really walking like, hey, brother,
exactly,
you shot a little antelope? No, that's not going to happen. Now, in my case, if I saw that, I'd be like, dude, fucking badass, man, you got an antelope. And you said, hey, man, fuck, that antelope hunt was fucking rough. What should I do on this next hunt? And I give you advice.
Yeah.
What fucking good comes from me saying your horns are short?
No.
In a personal level.
Nothing.
None. Nothing.
Nothing. Online, it makes me have a bigger dick. So if I'm going to say, hey, Josh, your horns are short or whatever the fuck was said, that means I have some psychological issues. I should probably see a fucking counselor over, maybe talk to my mom or my dad, because I said that shit just to make myself feel better. Because if we were in a bar, do you really think a guy's going to sit beside you like, hey, Josh, Walker, like, I know you played in the NFL, but goddamn, that antelope was little. No.
It ain't happened yet. No.
Not going to fucking happen.
No.
Yeah. No, and that's what it all comes down to is if you can't say anything in person, don't say it.
Well, it's kind of like what both of y'all were talking about earlier when you said kind of treat people how you want to be treated, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for instance, you know, etiquette. I hate to use the word etiquette. It's not the golf course, but public land etiquette, right? You know, that's like a hot topic, like how you act back there, you know, the unspoken shit. Yeah. It's like if you just do what you would want done, that would straighten out a lot of shit, right? I mean, I just don't – some of the shit that I see get done on public land, it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? It's like, think about if that was me. You know what I mean? If that was you. I know. It's like – if you just think about it that way, for instance, like I told you last episode. So last year I hunted 4th rifle, and opening day was Thanksgiving. So I told Kendall, my girlfriend, I was like, we'll go down to your folks' house, we'll eat Thanksgiving. But next day we're hitting it hard. So she came with me the next day. There was somebody at my trailhead. So I was furious, but I kept on driving. Went to about 10 miles down the road to another trailhead, went in, didn't do any good. But what do? I go home and I'm like, at 3 o'clock, I'm going to be at the trailhead where I want to get to, which I was. I was the first truck there. Climb the hill. I'm glassing up bucks. End up missing a buck. I come out. There's 4 trucks behind me. It's like, damn. Like, I don't know. I saw the one truck and I kept driving, but, you know, there's 4 dudes, you know, that were like, you know what? You know what? I'm going to keep hunting here. And I don't know. It's not a big spot. Snyder, we'll talk about it after we're off air here. I'm sure you drove by it 1,000 times. But, yeah, man, some people just don't give a damn.
No, they don't.
Yeah, no, they don't. And I mean, like, I'm very like with whether it be backpack hunting or whatever. Like, obviously, there's like I have a rule, like a rule book of my own. And when I say that, meaning, you know, if a guy's at like photography the other day when I came in to photograph those sheep. There was a guy parked in a parking spot where he hiked in. I drove past that. I kept going because that was kind of like, okay, he's got that. He got here earlier than me. He did whatever. I'm not going to fuck his shit up. Like, there's a rule book of my own for public land hunting, whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent, that I try to follow.
Yeah.
And other people, whether my rule book's correct or not, do not fucking follow that thing.
But it has a part of morals. You know what I mean? Like, dude, just like Josh said, that it's perfect, man. Like, dude, you ain't gonna go hunt 100 yards away from this guy. You're gonna run into him.
Well, it's like what I was telling you last episode. Long story short, I was out 4th rifle for a cow hunt, and I get to a glassing spot plenty early, and about 10 minutes after shooting light, it was still pretty dark, could barely see, just enough to glass the base, and I could hear crunch, crunch, crunch. Coming up the ridge, I look over, I see 2 big old round guys in orange. I'm like, all right, well, they're going to see me sitting here because I'm where they're wanting to be. They're headed up the trail right where I went. So I'm like, they're going to see me. So I see them pull their binos up. I don't wave or anything because I'm like, they see my big ass sitting here. Like, I'm not waving. I want to show them I'm not very pleased that they're there to please kind of go on. So I'm sitting there and they look at me and they continue to glass in the same basin I'm glassing in, even though they know they got beat to where they wanted to get. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I keep glassing. I look, they blow out about 10 mule deer does and a cow elk, which is what I was licensed to shoot. They blow it out. And then the next time they glass up, I'm flipping the double bird. Now, was that right? Probably not. But it's just like, man, like I wouldn't do that. If I pull my binos up, I see a guy up there 125 yards away, I'm too close. I don't want to hunt with you. No. Like I got beat. Hopefully I'm in good enough shape. I'm going to be able to go farther. I'm just going to keep walking past. But in those guys' instances, they probably weren't. So it's like, okay, walk back to your truck, drive to another spot. Now, was I in a hard to get to spot? Not really, but it's kind of a spot that my buddy told you, Snyder, the guy I was telling you about, my buddy from the guy at Sea Lazy U spot he told me about, super easy to get to, but kind of only the locals know it. Tiny patch of fucking national forest, tiny little spot. So it's kind of easy to get to spot, but you got to know about it. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, that's the only spot. It's like you're right there or you're down in where the animals are. You know what I mean? So, it's like, damn, like instead of just sitting there 100 yards away and parking yourself, you got beat to the spot, go somewhere else, man. Like, because how would you feel if that shit got did to you?
Yeah, it ain't gonna fly.
Oh fuck no, I get it. Like I've been there. Like I understand.
True.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Honestly, man, this might be the best podcast I put out on the market today. 140 fucking podcasts it's taken. But I honestly though, this is the one thing I will say, Aaron, about you is your man, just your honesty goes a long ways with me, man, and I just hope that never changes because, man, if there's something that's ever on your chest or something behind your mind you need to ask me. Just same thing with, like, there's been a couple things like, damn, should I call him and ask him? I have talked to you about this now, and I feel like I know better. Yeah, I better ask you and talk to you about it because if it's something on my mind, I better ask you about it, period. Better be safe than sorry, right? And I just think I'm so glad that our friendship has been this good because I don't know if I could stand Aaron be mad at me and talk to me. I'm fine at the fucking.
I gotta say though, like I have never been fucking irritated at you. Like there's been times where, again, we just talked about it. There was something recently that happened, and I called you. We talked about it. All good.
100%.
Like grown ass adult.
Yeah,
no big deal. I think with anything like whatever, like I obviously we're like rambling on. That if anybody, like if people take anything from what we're talking about, one is like treat people with the same respect that you would want for yourself. And if you choose to treat someone with like less respect, understand that they're going to do the same to you, rightfully so.
On that note, Aaron, what'd you give me for Christmas?
I'm not telling. It's a secret.
Mine too, brother. Mine too. Hey, fuck. On that note, man, I know you've been ramming, and we've been talking, and we better stop because it's kicking in long. Hey, on that note, listen. Hey, tell Abby I said thank you for giving me 2 hours and 30 minutes of your time because I feel privileged.
You probably
it feels privileged. It feels like old times again. It really does.
Yeah, you probably should cut some of this off because I know what's going to happen. Like people are going to say, "Oh, he's an owner of a company. He shouldn't be saying that." But fuck it, right? Like whatever.
I tell you what, there's
what it is.
There's only 137 people listed in live right now.
Well, I really fucking hope they screenshot this shit and send it to Jake.
But on that note, I love this dude. That's why.
Yeah.
This is why I will be Kafar for life, dog.
Facts.
I will. I swear to God. Man, honestly, here's the thing, man. I'm gonna interrupt your fucking rant right now because fuck them. Like, here's the deal. You. I mean, everybody is whoever they are, right? It's all about be the person that you want to be. And when it's time to face the music, it's time to face the piper, dog. You know what I mean? If you only got one shot, what Eminem say? What you gonna do? Huh? What you gonna do? Oh, fuck, Aaron. Hey, on that note, I honestly just want to say this. Hey, what does a pussy and a cigarette have in common?
I don't know.
The closer you get to the butt, the more it tastes like shit.
Got
it!
You kind of took that from mine. Okay.
That's what I meant to do. All right, delay, my bad. But anyways.
Okay, hold on. Wait.
Oh, wait.
I'm going to tell mine for those who haven't listened. What does a 9-volt battery and a woman's butthole have in common?
What is it, Josh?
A 9-volt butthole. I don't know.
No matter what your friends tell you, no matter what, you will end up putting your tongue on it.
It don't matter what they say.
All right, boys and girls. Hey, Aaron, you know what?
Yes.
Break me down like old times. Okay, break me down like old times. Give me a few
Fuck, I don't
sponsors.
know if I can remember them all.
I know,
but
just give me a few. Six is a good one now.
Yeah, no, we're good. All right. This podcast is brought to you by Peace, Love, and Hope, because that's all this last podcast was about. No hatred whatsoever. Unless you're Jake Downs, and I'm fucking coming. Dig Optics, because they're fucking awesome, and Anthony is a badass dude, and they also hold some amazing events. Taito Knives, because that's all I use, and I've fucking cut up more animals than, I don't know, an Indian tribe. Let's see. Fuck, I gotta think. Cryptic Outdoor Group, because I love Josh and Butch, even though you may be switching to Born Primitive. Sorry, Josh and Butch. Fuck, I can't. Who else? Marsupial Gear, because he keeps copying shit Kafaru made, but I still like the guy. Go ahead. I'm on a roll.
The Hanger Co.
Yeah, Luke Douglas with Hunt Hanger Company, because he's an awesome dude. And by some fucking miracle, that dude shot a giant sheep, which is not fucking easy to do. XLR Industries and Viking Armament, because that fucking gun legitimately has sat in the back of my fucking Can-Am, and I have never cleaned it in 3 fucking years, and it's still on like Donkey Kong. And that bitch has never seen a cleaning kit, so that fucking thing's awesome.
What about Kafaro International?
Kafaro International, because I probably should not have done this podcast while I'm drinking, but I still want to remind everyone, Jake, I'm fucking coming for you. Let's see. Justin Gaethje, because even though he's kind of small and looks like I might be able to take him, he would fucking kill me, and I love that dude.
Oh, Aaron, I fucking love you, man. I wish you and Amy a Merry Christmas, man. And I'm thankful that we just became who we are, man. Honestly, and
Does that mean you're cutting me off?
No, I'm just honestly thankful that Walker is getting a taste of the Kafara life now. Like he's been so scared to fucking hit you up and talk to you. And I was like, dude, that's my dog.
Nah,
dude.
listen.
Quit rocking Kuyu bullshit and get with the Kafara life.
Listen, I just see how many questions Snyder gets asked. I'm like, man, I'll be damned if I'm gonna hop in his DMs. Let it chill out. Let time go by. I'll hit him up when the time seems right. Let him answer the questions. And, busy man. So yeah, but I'm excited, very very excited to be a part of it for sure.
Yeah, wow.
No, same
best
same
part.
on our end, man. We're looking forward to working with you.
It's the best thing you've ever happened to you.
I know, real shit.
Yeah, no, and truly, I guess if I say allegedly, I'm good. So, like, anything I said that could get me sued, I meant to say allegedly.
Allegedly. I like that.
Yep.
Allegedly.
Yep.
I might come out with a shirt. Allegedly.
Like, allegedly.
We out. Merry Christmas. Don't hang up, Aaron. Fuck. Hey, guys. I wanted to hop on here and give you guys a big shout out and say thank you for all your support. Do me a favor. Check out that Bullhorn app. Give us a subscribe on that app. Man, you guys can watch us live right from your phone. Call in. Ask Cody questions, all from the app. So check it out. And make sure you guys give us a follow on the IG at GU_unfiltered_ and at Gladiators Unleashed. And if you're a patron, love you.